dealers, the robbers, and the crooks.
Well, actually...
Yeah, I'm watching the rise, and I wouldn't say I'm shocked, cause I'm hardly surprised. This one's for the ride, this one's for who knew I'd make it, just needed some time. This one's for my wife, could've left 1,000 times just so by my side. This one's for the grind, I knew it would happen, just had the strength in my mind. To the videos, they thought I was a black guy, that's hard to get over. I'm foreigner in the sport, but I'm fully devoted. I don't take it for granted that the door's been open. I knew I was different, I knew I was chosen. A breadwinner, but I'm soft-spoken. Authentic like a 5950 and there's no cap. Let's have a toast to that. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the They done baptized the bad guy. Still don't follow religion. The fabric's not average. The cotton's Egyptian. 500 for the shoes come dirty, but the European. Less is more and less is the bank. Up the score, I pull up from Trey. From the tray, I'm ballin' like Trey. Do what I can, I do what you can't. I wrote this 30,000 feet up. 10 toes stay G'd up. I'm tryna get that type of wealth like a house on the hills can't see us. Say the money still me up. Stay humble, stay teed up. I don't tell you how to live, so don't hit me with no weak stuff. And if you know the deal, then you know the deal. If it's real, then you know.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? This your man Marcus A. Brown, and I'm here to tell y'all that I just got done with my first consultation with the brother Andre of Love Crossing Borders. I just wanted to give him his praises. I need y'all to do two things if you haven't already. If you haven't subscribed to his YouTube channel, Love Crossing Borders. Also, if you are going to Colombia, if you're thinking of going anywhere, traveling internationally, please consider booking a consultation with the OG Andre of Love Crossing Borders. You will not be disappointed. I'm a fan of the channel, so I booked a 2-hour session just to show support, just to show love and say what's up. He provided a wealth of information, way more than I was even expected. He has an excellent presentation. So I just wanted to let y'all know you will not be disappointed. Book the consultation, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Dre, man, I appreciate you. I will be out in Colombia, and I look forward to linking up with you. And y'all, get in tune with him if you haven't already. Tell him MAB sent you. Peace.
Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real.
Where are all the black men? And I'm not talking about the scammers, the drug dealers, the robbers, and the crooks.
Well, actually...
The black man. They're here with Andre and Andre's Love Crossing Borders. That's where all the black men are. It is good to be back, gentlemen and few ladies out there. Shout out to all you guys that are here this evening. I have been under the weather the past few days. So since like last Thursday, I was like, I had a cold. So I just stayed in bed. Plus, I didn't need the rest. You know, it's rare that I get a chance to get off on a Friday off anyway. So not only is our brother Theo getting his health and his body on track, so is your boy. So I'm back. I'm like 98.9% back on track. Glad to see that you guys are here. We got a great topic for tonight. Forget about Andre for a minute. We got a great topic for tonight. Let's get the intro music going like we always do. Let's get our music going. There we go. Tonight's topic, you know, it's very common. We talk about, hey, somebody got drugged and robbed in Colombia, Medellin, Cartagena. Every once in a while, we'll talk about Brazil, every blue moon. But now, even though the scopolamine plant is raised or grown in Colombia, and Colombians have access to it like walking down the street, they are now shipping scopolamine around the world, and we're going to see the impact around the world of what's taking place with people getting robbed and drugged and raped and all type of things that's taking place around the world because people are getting scoped on a global basis. So no longer can you say, well, if I don't go to Colombia, I don't have to worry about it. There's a lot of countries that you would have never thought about getting scoped are countries that you need to look out for. So we're going to be talking about that tonight and showcasing that. Shout out to all you guys here. First of all, my brother Rico himself is in the building. Good evening, Andre, in the chat. My man Jay Kaysen in the building. Glad that you're here, brother. Glad to see that you're here. He said, Dre, evening to you and the fellas. Yeah, it's good to see you guys, man. Like I said, I was under the weather for like just a basic head cold, nothing major, no sore throat or anything. And so, but my body just basically needs that rest, mental, spiritual, physical rest anyway. Shout out to my man David Dice of the Dice family. Glad to see that you're here. Glad to see that you're here. He says the family, Andre and Andrea. What's good, family? Health. Health. Shout out to you. And David says this. He said, I see that the simps traveling don't learn as if the Lord has not learned as of yet. Lord have mercy. Yeah, it is. Simping and scope is gone global. If you could take a simp and give him a passport and then let the Scopolamine follow him, that's what's going on now. Countries that you never thought people were getting scoped, we're going to look at many of those countries, regions, continents, and then we're going to look at some countries where that scoping is not going to take place. We're going to look at countries where if it is taking place, it is rare, very rare, and you're going to see why. Shout out to all you guys being here. Shout out to my brother Kenny People, always sending me some great videos. I appreciate the ones that you sent me today also, Ken. Appreciate those. He said, welcome back, Dre. He said, buenas noches, amigos. He said, this is our favorite pastime. It was Veterans Day. And shout out to all my veterans out there. I didn't get a chance to wish you guys a happy Veterans Day. We had class yesterday in Theo's class. So shout out to class 7, class 6, class 6.5. Getting your cloud engineering certifications as well as jobs and opportunities. Shout out to all you guys, but shout out and appreciation goes out and love goes out and prayers goes out to all the veterans who has family members that are still alive and that veteran passed on, or whether it be the veterans that are still alive and you're still fighting for your benefits, trying to get your 100% disability. Shout out to all you guys out there. Glad to see that you guys are still using your passports and traveling, even after you've gone back home from the military or have been had finished your career in the military. He said Veterans Day, so that means no cooking for me. Everybody get a hookup. That's right, gotta get a hookup. He said, so I'm done eating chicken fettuccine. He said with some Caesar. Yes, sir, the Caesar salad. Glad that you enjoyed your Veterans Day weekend, guys. Shout out to my man my brother Rico says Double D in the building, Jay Kaysen in the building. My man Bobby Coltrane of the Coltrane family is in the building. Shout out to you being here. He says, hello, gents. He says, that time, here we go. Yeah, guys, we got a good one. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know people were being scoped and robbed on a global basis on this level. Every once in a while we talk about somebody getting scoped in the United States, right? Bruh, it is bad in the States, and it ain't just the States. I mean, it is. You thought Colombia was bad? Wait till you see these other countries. Wait till you see what's going on in these other countries where people are now shipping in scopolamine from Colombia. And these people are being drugged and robbed. In the lady's case, raped. Shout out to my brother Ronin Travelers in the building. Good morning to you, kind sir. Salute to you as well. And once again, happy Veterans Day or belated Veterans Day for all you guys. He said, my brother, he said, good morning from the Philippines. Yes, sir. He said, just come out of the typhoon. Glad you guys made it. I know a lot of guys have been like, man, it's getting bad in the Philippines. Typhoons. I didn't know this was going to take place. I'm just used to the natural disasters in the United States, like snow. You get used to your own weather in the States, so you can't take it for granted. like Floridians, we take for granted hurricanes, tropical storms. But then you go to another country, you find out they got typhoons and tsunamis. You like, oh, wow. You say 2 days, no power. So we good, enjoying my cup of coffee and listening in. Glad that everything is going all right with you guys out there. I kid you not. There's quite a few of you guys out there. Shout out to my man Jason in the building, Montez, Montez. Shout out to you. Good evening to you and to everyone. Yes, sir. Let me scroll down. Bobby says salute to Ronan as well. Yes, sir. And happy Veterans Day to all you vets, man. Happy Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Weekend. Hope you guys had a great day, man. And I hope people treated you with the love and respect that you guys deserve. Kid you not. I kid you not. Let me scroll down a little bit further. We got 44 in the building. Click that like button. We like you. Make sure that you like us too, gentlemen. Shout out to my brother in the building. YouTubing is a habit. Yes, it is. It is. It is. Shout out to you being here, brother. Glad to see that you're here. Yes, sir. Showing that love. Yes, sir, to the brotherhood. And Raymond is right in the building as well. He said, good evening and good morning, gents, on the other side of the world. See, men that use their passports or either plan on using your passports, we think like that. We don't just think about our hemisphere. We think about the other hemispheres out there as well. That's why the brother said, good morning and good evening. We think about other hemispheres. Shout out to my brother. Let me scroll down. What? Show enough in the building? Yes, sir. I'm doing something right tonight. I got Show Enough and LJ. And LJ, the Southern Vegan. The Southern Vegan. Salute to you as well. Salute to you as well, brethren. And I'm liking the photos that you guys have been posting all over Facebook. When you guys, when you got your military photos when you were young and you were like, when you first got into the military, some of you dudes were 19, 18, 20 years old, 21. I'm like, man, this dude 40 now. And looking at the photos of some of you guys, how young you guys were, man. It's amazing to look back at some of you guys' photos. And shout out to my neighbor. It's Jay Clyde, that is, my brother in the building. Shout out to you and salute to you as well, brother. Salute to you as well. Glad and hope everything is going all right with you and your lady. Hope everything is going wonderful over there. All right. And my brother Jay Fleming, family, salute to you as well, brother. And all you brothers out there that are ex-military. Shout out to all you guys out there, man. I appreciate you guys. Really do. Really do. Shout out to my man Jay. Doing big things in the gym. Shout out to you. And my brother Aiken is in the building. He says salute to Andre and the chat. Salute to all you gentlemen out there. Salute to all of you and the few ladies that decided to show up a little later. T-Mac is in the building. He definitely deserves a salute. Shout out to all you ex-military brothers. He said, finally, I made it back home to Medellin. I had to put the home part off in there. Finally, I made it back. Because, man, the way I've been hearing, I'm thinking about doing an episode on this, the way I've been hearing about how the flight delays are going in the States. And then there's still, even though they came to somewhat of an agreement with the federal budget, they're still going back and forth. Because even if the Senate agreed on the budget, the House still has to accept it. So just because the Senate says, okay, you know what, Democrats said we're tired, here's the 8 votes that you need, just open up the government. That doesn't mean anything. Now it's got to go to the House. And those in the House, those Democrats in the House might just say, you know what? We ain't no punks like the ones in the Senate. We ain't letting nothing. We gonna keep this shutdown going. So you got to go through that dance right there. Yep. Let me scroll down. Shout out to my man Splash being in the building. Splash God representing. Glad that you're here. Glad that you're here, brother. Let me scroll down a little further. See who else we got in here. Yes, sir. Glad to see you showing enough in here, showing the love to LJ, the Southern Vegan, as well as the rest of the brothers in the building. Once again, tonight's topic is about Scopolamine Outbreak everywhere. It's global. So you got to watch your back from now on, not just in Colombia. I mean it, guys. You're going to be watching these videos. This is a very serious topic. It is not just in Colombia anymore. Yes, the plant derives from Colombia. So you take the flower, you take the seeds from the inside of the flower. How they make the scopolamine? It's the flower that grows upside down, really. And so they just take it and take the little black seeds out of it, and they crush the seeds up. And crush them up. And then she could just put it on a body part, put it on her nipples. You get to sucking on nipples and you fall asleep for 9 hours. Or you just put in your drink or whatever it may be. But it's not just women doing it. When we see it when we look at it tonight and see what's happening globally, it is not just women like it is in South America that's scoping people. So let's take a look at that. Shout out to all you guys that are supporting by way of PayPal, Cash App, and Super Chats. Shout out to my man King Pure Energy. Yes, sir, in the building. He said, what's happening, Drake? Class 7 to work. Get it done. Yes, sir. Got to get it done. We have no choice, gentlemen. I scheduled my exam for my cloud engine, the practitioner. I scheduled my practitioner exam for February 15th. So I scheduled that. I scheduled it last night before I went to bed, right after we got out of class. Kenny says this. He said, shout out to Kenny. Kenny, you back in Cali, Kenny? He said, I'm in Cali enjoying the 70 degrees weather. Hey, man, I've been hearing it's cold in Texas. I've been hearing it's getting cold in Texas. I got a video that I'm doing for like this Friday. Another part, like part 3, Kevin Samuels was right. In one of the videos, the young lady said, she said, listen, I can't lie. Kevin Samuels was right. She said, it is so cold here in my part of town. I forgot what part of Texas she's in. She said it's gotten 30 degrees. She said, you know how hard it is to be a Miss Independent in a bed, a big, beautiful king-size bed, and you're the only one, and you ain't got no man to rub your feet up against? She said, yeah, Kevin Samuels is right. She said, I can't lie. She said, it's so cold in Texas. He said, I can't lie. Everything that man said, she said, my independence cannot keep me warm at night. So we're going to be watching those videos about Kevin Samuels being right and the impact of Kevin Samuels saying winter is coming and how it's being impacted in many of the communities. You say, love your channel, brother. I appreciate that. I'll take the love, brother, and throw it back your way. And since I'm throwing something you guys' way, cologne of the night is Mason Francis Kurjan's Satin Oud. Satin Oud. I don't know if you guys can read that because it's so far, but it's the Satin Oud that I have. But I'm layering it because when I was putting on the Satin Oud, oh man, that's good. Very, very floral scent for men. A very floral. It's not feminine at all. It's very masculine. You know, Mason Francis Mason Francis Kurjan is the one that made Baccarat 540. So most of his colognes are very masculine, and so is this one, even though it has a floral scent to it. But I caught underneath it, I caught like a salty scent. I said, man, this has like a salty scent. So what I did, I layered it with the sea salt scent. This is an actual sea salt scent. Creed Millesime Imperial. Creed Millesime Imperial. So I've got the Mason Francis Kurjan Satin Oud, and then I have the Creed Sea Salt. If you wonder what this smells like, it smells just like the ocean. Kid you not. It's not one of those, hey, it's a beachy smell. No, this literally smells like sea salt. Very, very masculine. One of the top best sellers for Creed. And so I smell that sea scent, or that's kind of like that saltiness with this. And so I just layered it. Man, dude, you talking about I should have did this years ago. Man. And the one thing about this one, this is kind of like a subtle date night or a good sex scent. You know, when I call a sex scent that is not too strong, the way you can be having sex, it is not like it's not like Baccarat 540. You could just be walking down the street, Baccarat, somebody could smell you 4 blocks away. But this one is a lot more subtle for a date night, or you going out to the club with a young lady, or you having sex. This is a great sex scent. So it's subtle. So when I laid this on top, the sea salt, oh man, bruh, it gave it a boost. Now, this is now on beast mode because of this. So yeah, if you guys have both of them, or if you plan on getting both of them, great colognes, man. Great cologne. So that's the cologne of the night. Shout out to you, gentlemen, being here once again. 63 in the building. Appreciate you, gentlemen, being here. Let me make sure I get everybody, such as my man, Mr. Darkest, in the building. Glad to see you here. Say, what up, brother? What up to you, Darkest? Hope everything is going great with you. Mr. Navigator himself. Hope everything is going. And my man, Jay Anderson, the Great. Once again, he say salute to a grown man chat. He say, Andre and Andrea love crossing borders. Appreciate you always, Andre. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys as well. Shout out to my man, Jay, in the building. Glad that you're here. If we got another announcement that we want to make. If you guys are going to be in Cali, any of you guys, if you're going to be in Cali for Thanksgiving Day, let me know. Reach out to me on WhatsApp, email. Reach out to me, guys. The reason why, and if you don't have any plans, the Marriott here is going to have, it does it every year, is going to have a banquet of Thanksgiving Day celebration. They do it every year around the world. The Marriott has always been known for globally. So even in your country, if you guys in another country, you want to find some way to get you some good Thanksgiving food, the Marriott in your country. The Marriotts always have a Thanksgiving celebration. So Andre and I and a few other brothers, including my Uncle Jeffrey, Ghostface, shout out to Ghostface, we're going to be meeting up at the Marriott. So if you're going to be in the city and you don't have any other plans, just let me know. And let me put my email up there. Just let me know. Shoot me an email. And yeah, shoot me an email. And you know, if you're not far, I'll come scoop you up. And you can all hang out with just me and Andrea on Thanksgiving. It's on a Thursday anyway, so we're gonna have some fun after that anyway. So we can hang out and just make a whole day and night of it. But at the end of the day, man, we don't want you to feel like you're here in Cali, Colombia, and you're by yourself, and you're like, man, you know, my little lady friend, her family don't celebrate Thanksgiving like that. And so you want to celebrate it, just hit me up and we can all hang out. Like I said, we're making the reservations. And so just let us know, and we'll make a reservation for 5, 10, whatever it may be. We're going to have music. It's going to be real nice. We usually go to Marriott for breakfasts. The brunch on Sundays, really nice. So they're going to be doing the Thanksgiving celebration like they do around the world. So if you want to go to the Marriott and you're in the country that you're visiting right now, you'll have a good time there as well. Just wanted to let you guys know about that one. Let me go back to the comment section. T-Mac say, yes, I'm home. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm not mad at you, brother. Yes, sir. That's J Class stomping ground. That's Jay Fleming stomping ground. There's a lot of you guys stomping ground over there in Medellin. Shout out to all you guys. And plus, they got the Christmas lights up too. Yeah, man. Me and Andre been watching them Medellin do the, because you know Medellin Christmas light show is like off the chart, right? Everybody fly from everywhere just to go to see the Christmas lights. And so we've been watching them put the lights up. So yeah, shout out to you guys. And my man Kenny, once again, glad to see that you're here, man, doing your thing. He said, I'm in Cali enjoying the 7-degree weather. He said, if it was not for you, he said, I wouldn't have traveled to Cali. Love your channel, bro. Glad to see my man Kenny. Going to read that once again. Glad to see my man Ken doing great. Yes, sir. Let me scroll down, make sure I got everybody like my man Flicky Sticky in the building. Glad to see you here. And Growth Talk. And Kofa. He said, congratulations on scheduling one step at a time. Yes, sir. He said, my SAA is next month. Oh, wow. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm excited, man. I'm not one of those people that get nervous with doing a test. I don't be like, oh man, I don't know if I can do it, man. I don't know if I can do it. I'm one of those people like, let's see. I pray about it and I just enjoy the test. And if I can't answer that question, I move on to the next question. And then I'll just come back to a question. But I don't stall on one question and be scratching my head for the whole night. Yes, sir. Yeah, he said Houston was 45. Goodness gracious. It's cold and them sisters feeling it. Those sisters are feeling. That sister had me laughing. She said, Kevin Samuels was right. Winter is coming. It is here. She said, I'll be laying in my bed all alone. No man. She said, I was one of them make my money, Miss Independent women. She said, in this cold weather, and Kevin Samuels reminded me, I need a man. She said, I'm done with this independence. She said, no, I need a man. Independence. I can't rub my feet up against independence at night. I've been saying that for years, man. For years. Man, women gonna wake up. I don't care who they are. Okay, here we go. Let me change the music up and turn it down. I'll just remind you of something I always say, guys. And then you be like, yep, Dre always says that. Do I not always say when the easiest women to sleep with are successful women because they get lonely and they roll over to that cold side of the bed and that pillow is cold because she don't sleep on that side. And she stretched that leg out and it's cold because ain't no man on that side. Bruh. And then here I come with a phone call. Hey, big head, what you doing? I might call at 2 o'clock in the morning. She got to be at work. Or work at school, working at the school or going to school at 8. I'm on my way. Bro, I never even asked. I never used to be like, yeah, what you doing? Well, you mind? You want some company? What you doing? I'm just laying here. I'm on my way. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I didn't ask you that. I'll see you in a minute. And I would hang up on purpose. And I never had a woman not open that front door when I showed up at 3:45. Ever. I don't care if I was in Detroit riding on black ice. I don't care if I was on my way to her house on black ice. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. I never had a woman once I got to that front door. I don't care how much money she was making. I don't care how independent she was. When I rang that doorbell, she came down the stairs in that nightgown, cold, and I walked right on upstairs. I wasn't going to no kitchen for no drinks. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I didn't need nothing else. I needed that coochie, and she needed somebody to comfort with. I'm telling you, there are a lot of successful, lonely women, and winter is here. Kevin Samuels was 100% correct. Winter is here. He man say, yup. Yup. Winter is here. Andrew Craig in the building. Junior, that is. Shout out to Andrew being in the building. He said it was 30 degrees of what? In the panhandle? Man, yeah, I could see it getting cold in the panhandle. Monday night. He said it was I gotta ask Jeffrey how Tampa weather been. He said in the 50s, late night. He said hot and cold days, man. That is a recipe for people getting the flu and getting cold. And getting a cold. You know, when it's flipping back and forth from warm to hot, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. All right. Yep. I was thinking about that today. A big brother in life. Shout out to you, brother, being here. I was just thinking about that because I was like, okay, well, at the beginning of the year, I'm going to start talking about the conclave in Las Vegas. Absolutely correct. Yes, in Vegas next year, next September, the first week of September, we'll be in Vegas. So I get a chance to stack up on all my Raider gear, as much Raider gear as possible, bringing it back. Yes, sir, to all those Raiders fans, even though our team is trash. Our quarterback is trash. Geno is trash. Ashton Genty is Brock Bowers is, but the rest of our team. Andrew says this. Shout out to Andrew once again. He says schedule going to Cali in January. Yes, sir. He said hopefully everything is normal in the States. Yeah, hopefully back then everything is back to normal. Oh, you say you just saw that video today? Yeah. Yeah, that was funny. She was like, Kevin Samuels was right. It's cold. Yeah, I'm strong. I'm a strong, independent woman. I'm strong. Yeah, it don't work in the wintertime. That being independent does not work in the wintertime. Yeah, oh, it's trash. Ugh. Shout out to the fort. He says it's always cold here in the fort. Shout out to the. Hey, YouTubing is that, man. I didn't know you was in the fort. He said you either get snow or below freezing temperature. Man, hey, YouTuber, man, was you born and raised in the fort? Man, I did not know you was in Fort Wayne, Indiana, man. Shout out to the fort. Shout out to the fort. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to the fort. Let me find out I know you, man. You just under a different name. I'm looking at the photo. I don't recognize you because you know the fort ain't that big. you know the fort ain't that big. So, but shout out to the fort, man. Yeah, I lived in the fort for 5 years, right before I moved to Tampa. No. I was in the fort for 5 years, and then I moved to Gary for 2 years, and I was in Chi-Town in East Cleveland. I mean East Chicago, which is in Indiana. I was in EC for like 6 months, and then I moved to the Chi for a little while. Man, you've been in the fort for a hot minute. Oh man, yeah, we definitely know the same people. Without a doubt. You've been there since 97, man. We because you know everybody in the fort know everybody. And you know I've lived in the fort because I wouldn't say the fort. I would say the fort. I'd be like in Fort Wayne. I haven't said Fort Wayne in forever. Just the fort. So shout out to them 469 guys out there on I-469. Shout out to all you guys on I-24. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get ready to get started with tonight's topic, guys. Like I said, tonight's topic is about serious topic, and we're going to go from country to country, and you're going to see how this scopolamine people getting drugged. It is stretching. Shout out to my Uncle Jeff. He said, check my phone. Okay. Let me check my phone before we get started. I'll check it now. But tonight's topic is about, shout out to my brother T-Mac with the $10 love over on Cash App. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. And shout out to my brother Jeff. Oh, no, that's not Jeff. My bad. Shout out with the $10 love. I think somebody else gave $10, but I don't see it. Or maybe it was the other day. Oh, it was from T-Mac the other day as well. Shout out to T-Mac. Appreciate you, brother. Now let me check my. I guess Jeffrey want me to check my. Okay, Jeff. I'll let you know. I'll let you know the night after the show. I just saw it on WhatsApp. Did you order the other stuff? Do me a favor. Let me know if you ordered the other stuff. Let me know if you ordered the other. Yeah, order the other stuff for me because that should just take a couple of days. Shout out to you. But yeah, I'll talk to Andre about that. All right, cool, Jay. Let's get ready to get started with tonight's topic. Once again, first city of somebody getting drugged, or first country is Colombia. Sad to say that when it comes to individuals getting drugged, getting robbed, the country that people often think of when it comes to devil's breath or any type of drugging that's taking place, they say Colombia. I wish I could word it in any other way, but it is what it is. Let me scroll down and let's get ready to take a look at the first city or the first country, because we got several countries we're going to look at, and that's the amazing part. But we're going to start with the impact here in Colombia.
That's like a business. That's a straight up like industry now, is drugging and robbing tourists in Medellin. They use that thing, Scopolamine it's called, and that's the devil's breath. And that's like, they take it out of a piece of flower that grows indigenous down there. You take like just a little, like some seeds out of the middle of this flower, and you can just like blow it on somebody or make it into powder and put it into somebody's drink. It will make the person completely black out, but they'll have all of their motor skills. They'll have all full physical mobility. So people will get drugged with scopolamine. They will be walking around, and I could say, hey, take me up to your apartment and give me your TV and all your money and all your furniture, and you'll just do it.
Now, what you're about to see is something that recently happened. This recently happened over the last couple of weeks. This right here. I want to pause for a second. Notice it's nighttime. If you look down the stairs out the window, notice it's a flower. Scopolamine is a flower. You can see scopolamine walking down the streets in certain areas. You can see it in the country. You can walk past the scopolamine plant or tree and not even notice that that's what it is. It's not like it's some type of secret laboratory formula that they're putting together and they're mixing. This is not Dexter's lab, guys. This is not Dexter's lab, okay? And so you can get it everywhere. I could go down to Central and buy it. I can go downtown right now or in the morning and buy it. It's everywhere. So it's not like it's this big secret formula made in a laboratory by Dr. Frankenstein. It is not Dexter's lab. And so that's the problematic part about it, because it's a plant that's so everywhere, like apple trees in Michigan or cherry trees in Michigan, peach trees in Georgia. It's so everywhere that's the crazy part. Leo said, thank you, Leo. Leo said, right out the gate, 2 women in my Airbnb at the same time? Nope. Let's go back. I'm gonna bring that beat back. He said, yeah, I saw this video 2 days ago. That guy was lucky to be yep, absolutely correct. Let's bring it back a little bit. And he just happy. He moving up the stairs faster than they are. Look how fast he's moving up those stairs to get to the ladies. Okay, first thing first. Like I always say, if there's no security, there's security. I'm gonna say this again. I want you guys to remember this. This is very important. If your Airbnb has no security, there is still security. You know what that security is? You. You should be your first level of security. If there's no security guards on your Airbnb or no security at your hotel, there is still security. But you have to realize that that security is you. Just like my brother Leo just said. No, Leo is his first wave of security. He's like, listen, I don't protect myself. I don't need no security guards at a front desk. I know how to tell myself not to bring these ladies in here. Remember a couple weeks ago, the one guy that got drugged, I think it was 2 months ago, came up missing. I don't know if they found him yet. His boy posted on the Scopolamine Facebook group, hey, I got a partner. He came down here with us to Medellin. There's always a Medellin story somewhere in there, right? Sorry, Medellin. Came down with us to Medellin. He met these two females at a club. Took her back to, he met one. Took her back to his hotel. Hotel security tells him, because the guy said after my friend came up missing, we went back to his hotel. This is what the security guard told us. Security guard tells him her ID is a fake. She cannot come in. She's not a safe person to be with. Security tells him this. What does he do? After security tells him this woman is fake, she's dangerous, you should not be with her, he leaves with the woman and has yet to be seen again. And this happened a couple months ago. Has yet to be seen again. So his friend, after a couple of days, his friend posted this message that I'm telling you guys in the Scopolamine group. Hey, if anybody's seen so-and-so and so, man, my partner, this is what happened. So even if you have a hotel, 5-star hotel, you got top of the line armed security, like it's Fort Knox, won't matter if you're still stupid enough to not listen and take advice that the security has to give you. So your first form or your first wave of security is you, not the front desk. And this guy was not his own security. Was not his own. Yeah, man. No, he didn't sneak her in. He just left with her and has never been seen again. Yep, and you could tell. You could tell some of these dudes be so happy to get their first threesome in with some attractive Colombianas. Oh my God, I'm in another country. And I'm about to have a threesome. I can't believe it. I can't believe this. I haven't had a threesome since high school. Oh my God, I can't believe this. This is my first threesome since high school. And be so thirsty that you stop being your own security. Another mistake that guys make when they come to Colombia is this. They treat it as if they're running out of time. They treat it as if they're running out of time. Like, if I don't get this threesome in tonight, I ain't gonna never get it. As if you can't get back on another plane in a couple months and come back down here. As if you can't get on the plane, come back down here, and go to a brothel and get you a threesome in. That's the crazy part. Dudes are so thirsty that they let their guards down because they're like, man, I got 2 more days here. I got to get this threesome in now. That's a big mistake. Yeah, they ain't found him yet. Yeah, he gone. Him gone, mama. Mama, him gone. Him gone, mama. Yep, that's serious. Let's go back to the video, guys. You guys didn't come here just to hear me rumble at the mouth, but look, it's nighttime. He's bringing the ladies upstairs. Watch this. I want us to notice something. The black girl, watch when she looks upstairs and she notices the camera and she drops her head real quick. I'm going to bring that back for you guys to see. The black girl in the white pants, she's gonna see now the one with the shorts on, she didn't notice the camera. But the one that has the white pants on, I want you to watch her and watch how she pulls her hair down over her face. The moment she looks up, walking up the stairs, she sees that camera and she drops her head. I'm gonna bring that back real quick. Here we go. Watch the girl with the white pants. You're gonna look up, see the camera, drop her head. See that? You see how she walk with her head down? But the other girl isn't? Yeah, she black. What y'all think? Black girls don't be drugging dudes down here? Okay, now, remember it was nighttime. Is it still nighttime? It's not nighttime anymore, is it? Yep, he didn't pay attention to her. I'm gonna come back to you in a second, Lennox. Shout out to Lennox King, sponsor of the night. Watch this. I don't know what they have, but it's heavy. Watch this. What the hell y'all got in y'all Airbnb that's that heavy? That making noise like that, bruh. What do y'all have in y'all Airbnb that you brought from the States that's that heavy that she almost broke her neck carrying it down the stairs? Y'all ain't working. Yep. You know what? Good call. Good call. I wouldn't have thought about that. Speakers. I would not have thought about that. I'm going to bring that part back, but I didn't even think about that because it's small enough to where she was carrying it. But then, yeah, you're right. Speakers. Guys do bring speakers with them. You say, shout out to my man Lennox with the $50 love. He said, Dre, for the brothers that are looking for long-term relationships and marriage. He said, can you make a video helping us with 10 things? Here we go. That's a good topic. And I've been kind of thinking about that lately too, man. It's kind of funny that you will bring this topic up. Ten things to do and not to do. I got your back on that one. We can do that one this weekend too. So I'll either do this one tomorrow or I'll do this one Friday. The one thing that I can say is this. For all of us that are looking for long-term relationships, I'm going to say something, and I mean this. Jay Clyde can attest to this. All you other brothers that are in other countries, Philippines, shout out to my brother Ronan, can attest to what I'm about to say. T-Mac can attest to what I'm about to say. Richie Mac can attest to what I'm about to say. Fellas, it ain't as hard as we make it out to be. Yes, you got to vet them. Yes, you got to be careful. You want to be wise. But too many of us are looking for good women in other countries. We make it look hard. Y'all make it look way harder than it was for me. I know Ronan be looking at some of you guys like, man, it wasn't that hard for me to find my woman and sit my butt down. I know Richie might be scratching the back of his head sometime looking at us and how we act and how we make it so hard to find a good woman. It ain't that hard, bruh. It really isn't. It's just like we often do what women do in the States. You know how women put most of the good men that they meet in the friend zone? Well, when we go to other countries, we just basically just completely ignore all the good women. We'll do that on purpose or subconsciously. So yeah, we're going to talk about this topic. But yeah, I kid you not, man. That's the one tip I want to just share with you guys tonight. It's not as hard as you guys. And I know the guys could put in any of you guys that I was just talking to, Ronan, T-Mac, Jay Clyde, any of you guys, man. These men can attest to what I'm saying. Yes, you got to vet them. Yes, you got to be patient. But it's not as hard as putting your life on the line. You know, dudes be putting their life on the line trying to find a woman in Colombia, and we be looking like, what are you doing? It's not, yeah, that's street meat. It's never, I like how you put never relationship material. Absolutely correct, brother. Absolutely correct. Let's go back to the video. I'm going to rewind that part where she's coming down the stairs. I'll just rewind the whole thing for us. Okay, it's dark. The sister is covering up her head when they're walking up the stairs. Covers her head. The other girl in shorts doesn't notice the camera. The sister does. Now it's daytime. Ankle. Hey, check it out. It even took the man cowboy hat. The girl in the shorts took the man's cowboy hat. The man can't even be buried with his own cowboy hat on. Look, when she came in, she did not have a cowboy hat on, did she? That's how scandalous they are. That's how scandalous they are. She didn't have a cowboy hat on, a cowgirl hat on. Yep, the man took the cowgirl. I took the man cowboy hat. As far as we know, she's in one of these Colombian outro videos. She done took the man. Took the man hat. Close the door oh so quickly.
Okay, let's talk about what happens the day as you wake up from scope.
So this brother had gotten scoped a couple years ago in Cartagena, and so he's explaining what happens to you the day after you wake up from being scopolamine.
This is where it gets good, so make sure you follow these tips. But as you know, I live in Colombia. Look at my house, guys. I'm in the airport, I'm chilling. Okay, when you wake up, you're gonna be kind of alive.
Oh, that's a good point.
If a zombie was alive. But seriously, like, the whole world's gonna be, like, dizzy. You're gonna be able to function a little bit, but everything's in slow motion. Get to your accounts fast. My friends found me passed out because you're gonna pass out again. And when I, regained my consciousness, I panicked in the hospital, ripped out all my IVs, said get me home right now, because I already knew that they were running through my accounts. And they were. I got to save a bunch of them, but I also lost a bunch as well too.
This right here is one of the most dangerous flowers in the world. So I'm here in Medellin,
Regular plant in a regular neighborhood.
in Colombia. And out here they have something called scopolamine. It comes from this flower right here that I literally walked by yesterday and took this picture. And here's how it works. People take this flower and take the little thing from the inside, they grind it up, and they put it in people's drinks. Now, there's different stories about what happens. Some people say that you become literally like a zombie slave. What I mean by that is they say that the other person can tell you whatever they want you to do, and you're gonna do it. Nobody can actually tell that you're drugged or that there's any problem at all. But the person can literally say, hey, let's go to your apartment and you give me everything you got. And there have been stories of guys literally helping people move their stuff out of their Airbnb or their apartment and then waking up 3 days later and not remembering any of it. Now,
I saw that in 2019. I saw that the first time I ever saw that was a guy got scoped in DR. In DR of all places. He got scoped in DR and they had the video footage from the hotel, and he was literally carrying all his stuff out of his hotel room into the waiting car, and 9-10 hours later, after he woke up, he don't remember none of that ever happening. He had emptied out they had took him, emptied out his bank accounts, brought him back to the hotel. He went back up to the hotel, passed out, woke up hours upon hours later, and don't remember cleaning out of his hotel room of all his stuff. He didn't remember going to the ATM with them, cleaning out his bank account. He didn't remember them dropping him back off. Yeah, he got that scope will have you Diddy. Think about Diddy putting that scope in the baby oil. Putting that scope in the baby oil. Yeah. Let's go back to the video.
The more common thing that happens is people put this in people's drink. The person passes out. They wake up the next day and all of their stuff is gone. Their computers, their phones, their money, everything. And the craziest part about it is it's literally just growing on the street. So if you ever see this flower, don't be fooled by its beauty. Dangerous, bro. Dangerous.
All right. So you're coming out here to Colombia and you don't want to get drugged out here. This is the number one tip that you got to know. When you come out here to Colombia, the first thing is don't just bring no random ass girl from the park to your crib. I'm telling you right now, these girls have nothing but time to just lurk and see who's a victim and who's a not, right? And then the second thing, right? When you get some random shorty to your crib, the first thing that you got to do, use your damn eyes. I don't know why you guys just think that you're going to bring a shorty to your crib. Oh, mi amor, yo voy para el baño. I'm going to go to the bathroom and then lock the door and you just let the girl in your crib. That's the one thing. Then the second thing, if this girl is coming to your house, I tell my girls, sit your ass down. You don't need to do nothing. I'll bring you your drinks. I'll bring you your food. I'm pouring everything and I'm giving you one cup and I got the other cup.
Do me a favor. Do me a favor, resend that email right now and I'll pull it up so I'll have it to look at right after the show. Because I get so many emails in that, you know, being human, blame it on my head, not my heart. But do me a favor if you don't mind. Just resend me the email right now and I'll just pull up my going to my WhatsApp. I mean, not WhatsApp, but in my emails. And I'll pull it up so I'll have it to go through and help you. We'll get together and schedule everything.
There's no sharing nothing. So I don't know why you guys are just bringing random ass girls to your crib and then you think that you're just going to lock the door, go to the bathroom and everything is going to be good. And then you want this girl. All right, don't worry about it. If you want to get a drink, go get it. If you want to get me a drink, go pour me a drink.
That's another thing. I kid you not, man. One of my partners, my dog that's always down here in Cali. We was over at his Airbnb, right? It was an afternoon. Had this bad chocolate sister. I mean, she was like 5'10", bad shorty, right? And he was letting her walk around with ease, just making drinks and cooking and all that. Not on your boy watch. Not for me. I knew that he had some chips, big bag of chips in the kitchen. Every time she went to go make a drink for us, I'm in there eating chips. Buenas. Then I grab my drink. I don't know who this woman is. She ain't going to walk behind to the other side of the refrigerator, make my drink. She can make his drink, but walk around to the other side of the refrigerator where I can't see you? Oh, hell no. You must think I'm Tom Tucker, that dumb mother. No, you got Dre wrong. I'm from the east side of Detroit. You out your mind. You ain't about to get me like that. I'm the getter, not the one that get got. You ain't gonna tie me to the train tracks. No, I'm the dastardly one. You're not dastardly, woman. You're not dastardly. Yeah, for real. True story. True story. Every time we got to get our drinks refreshed, he said, baby, go in there and freshen up our drinks. I'd be like, dog, I'm about to go get me some chips too. I'm being there. He just be hearing me in there crunching. Because he knew I wasn't in there trying to holler at his woman. Because we got that type of respect for each other. And he know that I'm happily married. So he didn't know every time I was going in there, I was just making sure we didn't get drugged. He thought I was just going for some chips, getting a handful of chips. Now I'm just sitting. Did you wash your hands, bitch? Did you wash your hands before you grab that ice? I don't know where your fingertips been. Did you wash your hands? Go and wash your hands again. Kid y'all not, man. True story. This was about 4 years ago, man. I don't care how fine she is, bruh. You ain't see y'all dudes do that. Just like my brother's saying. Y'all dudes will let a chick go into the couch is facing this way. You too busy focusing on getting the music together. Go ahead, baby. You gonna make us a drink. I know Colombian women like to, cater to their men. And y'all fall for that. And so y'all let a woman walk behind you on the blind side. She putting all type of elixirs, witch's brew, if you will, into your drink. Walks over to you, give you on a kiss on the cheek. You think like, I'm gonna tear these coochies up tonight. You ain't about to see the rest of the night. So as for Andre, shh. So if y'all, I'm letting y'all guys know now. Okay, you ready? If you invite me over to your Airbnb and I'm having drinks with you and you got your little lady friend, I'm telling you now, I'm in the kitchen with her. I am in the kitchen. You might not have enough sense to go to the kitchen with her. Now, mind you, if you like my man Kenny and other dudes that I've been knowing forever and I know they girl and all, that's one thing. Like for example, I come to Medellin. Jay Clyde invites me to his place. His girl is making drinks for us. That's a completely different thing. I'm talking about some random total stranger chick that neither one of us really know. That's completely different. See, it's one thing that your woman is a hostess. It's another, man, I don't know why I'm freezing today. It's another thing that that the person that's making our drinks is a total stranger to you and a total stranger to me. That's the difference. That's the difference. So if any of you dudes invite some chick to y'all Airbnb and you invite me over, I'm in the kitchen with her. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. She ain't gonna make me Kool-Aid. She ain't gonna make me a glass of water, Kool-Aid, a fruit drink. She ain't gonna open up no beers for me without me being right there seeing it. You better believe that one. Shout out to my man Terrell in the building. Yes, sir. And D Payne. He said women usually ask me to make their first drink out of the country. Can't imagine the opposite. Right. So you kind of like, I kind of know the routine. And so if the routine thrown off, you kind of like, okay, something ain't right. Something ain't right. Oh, bruh. D Payne. As long as your body is 85% water, you do know the dudes that don't drink get drugged too. Bruh, you didn't hit 2 white boys got drugged a couple months ago. Guess where they put the drugs? In a big old container of bottled water that the white boys bought from Exeter. They don't drink. So all you dudes that say I don't drink, and as long as your body 85% water, you gonna need what? Some water. You've been dancing at the club all night. You thirsty. You want some water. And those women, you know how you go to Exeter and you get the big like 2-gallon container of water, right? Just regular water. Yeah, they drug the water in the refrigerator. The whole 2 gallons. Just imagine how scurvy these women are. They drugged 2 gallons of water just to knock out these 2 white boys. Yeah, man. You get thirsty in your Airbnb you want to with a stranger. I don't drink, so I ain't got to worry about it. And I heard a couple of you brothers say that. But I done heard a couple of these dudes that don't drink get drugged just as fast because they got them in the water. Papacito. Papacito. You stupid. Facts. Facts. They take it to a whole nother level. A whole nother level. Let's go back to the video, man. Andre, shut your mouth.
Bruh, don't let no girl pour no drink for you. Stop bringing random ass girls to your crib. And if you do bring a girl to your crib, stop locking doors. No girl is leaving my sights, bro. Y'all tripping.
She picks up my cup, pops it right in there. Definitely put something in my drink.
Hasta party, baby.
Medellin.
Some of you guys don't remember this one. Let's go back.
Bringing random ass girls to your crib. And if you do bring a girl to your crib, stop locking doors. No girl is leaving my sights, bro. Y'all tripping.
She picks up.
Remember this one about 2 or 3 years ago? White brother was in Cartagena at night recording live. He's in Cartagena recording live. He's not even looking at the two women. All of a sudden,
My cup, pops it right in there.
bam. He didn't see a thing. Guess who saw it? His audience on the live stream told him. Remember this one? His audience on the live stream told him, hey, bruh, she just put some in your drink. And he's like, what? She just put some drugs in your drink, bruh. If it was not for his audience in the live stream, no telling what would have happened to him. He got rid of the women, he took the drink, and he poured it out, and he left that area. Yep, his subscribers saved him. He didn't see none of this. He was too busy talking to the subscribers in the live stream. And right behind him, this is what she was doing. Yeah, this was about 2 years ago, if not 3. Shout out to my man Passport Bros podcast. My brother Rob in the building. Shout out to you. Yeah. Crazy, man. They do not care. They don't care if it's on live. It's the funny part. He had just, it was 2 girls. You just can't see the other one on the camera. He had just introduced the girls to his audience. So the girls knew they were live. That's the crazy part. He was just telling the girls, say hi to my audience, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we live, ladies. Da, da, da. They were answering questions and everything else. So they knew that they were live. But the women were so thirsty to rob him like vampires trying to get to that blood that they didn't even care that they were live. And this woman was literally drugging this dude on a live stream. Remember the other 2 white dudes? They had the camera set up in their Airbnbs and they brought some chicks over. This happened last year. Remember the 2 white dudes that got drugged in Cartagena on a live stream? They're dancing with the girls and everything. Man, shh. By the time them white boys woke up, everything was gone. The camera that they had set up, because they had cameras set up all around. Shout out to brother K-Dub in the building. Showing some love to 499. He said, when I was in Poland a year ago, a lady kept trying to pour my drink. He said, and gave me water. He said, we went through a bunch of cups that night. I took no chances. Yes, sir. Take no chances. We're gonna look at other countries tonight. Jermaine says this. Shout out to Jermaine in the building. He says this. He said, glad he had sense to listen. Yep, to listen to his audience enough, because he was like, what? And they were like, dude, she put some in your drink. I mean, all throughout the live stream, guys were saying it. She just put some in your drink. Don't drink that. Don't drink that. He was like, what? She put something in my drink. And she looking like, no, Papacito, I'm an angel. And it was a beer. He had a pitcher of beer. And he went to the bathroom while he was still on the live stream and he poured it out and he left that area. And he knew there was some people following him too. When he went to pour it out, he noticed some guys following him when he poured it out. And he said, let me get away from here. Because the plan was drug him and then let the guys rob him. In Cartagena, in a crowded area of Cartagena. He said, yeah, let me get away from around here. Crazy. He said, yeah, I remember watching that video on DC Rob. He said, it made me think how many men got just like that and didn't make it home. Shaking my head. Yep. Shout out to Montrez in the building. Glad to see you're here, brother. We got a great topic tonight. Let's continue on. Like I said, we're going to go around the world with this. So let me not keep hovering around Colombia, because there's a lot of other countries where that scope is being used now.
There, definitely put something in my drink.
How's the party, baby?
Medellin is one of the best cities to visit, but there's one thing every traveler needs to know: the devil's breath. This isn't just your typical scam. The substance scopolamine is odorless, tasteless, and so powerful that once exposed, you become completely compliant. No resistance, no memory, just obedience. They say all it takes is a handshake, a drink, or even breathing it in from a piece of paper. Next thing you know, you're giving away everything. And when it's over, you don't remember a thing. Look, Medellin is an amazing place, and this doesn't happen to everyone. But if you're visiting, be smart. Never accept random drinks. Be cautious with strangers, and most importantly, trust.
So exactly 2 years ago today, right now, this second, I was being drugged and robbed in a hotel room in Bogota, Colombia, using a drug called scopolamine, or burundanga, as it's called on the street, which makes you a complete zombie. I gave away all my crypto passwords and so much money that...
The man said he gave away all. He didn't say some. He gave away all his crypto passwords. I want all you guys that are cryptocurrency aficionados, investors. I want you to let that sink in. All your crypto key codes, all your cold wallet, your warm wallet, all of it in Bogota in the name of getting your freak on. Is it really worth it? He said these people make Colombia way more difficult than in. I could not have put that any better way. Colombia is not as hard as a lot of people making it out to be. Colombia last year, over the last couple of years, its tourism has increased. Almost 8 million people over the last year alone came to Colombia, had a great time and went back home. Less than 50,000 people that were reported, at least, of those 8 million people that came to Colombia, reported that they had anything happen to them. It's really more right around the area of 20,000 people reported anything ever happening to them. So let's put it like this. 98 to 99% of people that come to Colombia do it like me, you guys. We don't make it that hard. We don't put vinegar into the meal, right? We don't make it that hard. But it's a handful of people, especially us men, they do make it harder than what it needs to be. It is not that hard to enjoy this country. I kid you not. I live in Cali, right? Cali ranks in the top 50 most dangerous cities in the world, right? I ain't never seen none of that, except for on one side of town, just like Detroit, certain areas of Detroit, you're going to see that. Certain areas of Cali, you're going to see that. But those areas I wouldn't be in anyway. And you wouldn't be in. Why? I don't need to make my life here in Cali any harder than it needs to be. Same thing that the J. Clyde is saying about Colombia in general. Too many dudes, even though it's a small pool, are making it seem like it's hard to be in Colombia. It's not that hard, bro. Jay is absolutely correct. You guys make it harder than what it needs to be. It is not nowhere near as hard as these guys on these videos are making it out to be. Crazy. Let's bring this back and listen to this man's testimony. This happened last year. Bring it back a little bit.
So exactly 2 years ago today, right now, this second, I was being drugged and robbed in a hotel room in Bogota, Colombia, using a drug called Scopolamine, or burundanga, as it's called on the street, which makes you a complete zombie. I gave away all my crypto passwords, and so much money that it's better not to talk about was stolen from me, gone. And I was gone. I was unconscious for 25 hours, which is not good. Usually with scopolamine, you should be knocked out between 4 and 9 hours. And in Colombia, they don't normally kill you, although right now there are some examples of that happening. But being out for 25 hours is a sign that they came very close to overdosing me. Yeah. And it would have been game over, done. And yeah, I went home. My parents helped fly me back to New Orleans. I cried in my mom's arms. I did yoga for a month. I took care of myself. And anyway, since then I put some things in motion, and I hope I can share some of that right now. Number one, I'm engaging in less negative self-talk. Number two, I'm watching out for compulsive energy, because that's what happened that night. I ignored so many red flags because I was in a compulsive energy. I was trying to numb some pain. So being more attuned to when that's happening so I can do things to come back to my body.
That's a good way of that he's putting it. Before she started talking about a scientist that got scoped, he's correct. A lot. If you notice, a lot of the guys that get drugged or robbed is on impulse. They do things sporadically. I met her in a club. Boom. I'm taking her back to my spot. Boom. I don't check her ID. I do check her ID. Boom. It's a real ID. It's a fake ID. Boom. I let her come up. Let her invite a friend. Boom. You saw how like sporadic, like bam, 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 bam. Is not the dudes that get drugged and robbed. It's never a moment of that they take advantage of clear thought or a moment of wisdom. You notice that it's like stupid. It's like they just do stupid move after stupid move after stupid move after stupid move after stupid move, and then the sum total of that equation is the result. I let these strangers into my house or my hotel room. I let these strangers make drinks. I met this stranger. I let this stranger hand me a drink. I let this stranger pour the drink in my mouth. Whatever it is, it's like a stupid move after a stupid move after a stupid move. He's right. It's very impulsive. He said, from now on, I'll look out for those impulsive trigger moments in my whole life now. Some of us do things out of just impulse, like, man, fuck it, dog. I'm gonna go ahead and do it, dog. I'm on vacation anyway, dog. I'm gonna go and do it anyway. Bring all your friends, girl. Bring all 3 of them, dog. And y'all get caught up. Let's go to the super chat. Shout out to you, brothers. My brother David Dice says this. He said, all respect. He said, I don't feel sorry for it. I don't either. Hey, this is not, hey, you already know how we are, Dave. This is not the channel for sympathy for dudes that get drugged. Far from it. We bring popcorn and laughter. If you guys come to Love Crossing Borders and you think that we gonna feel sorry for you after we have done over 2,000 videos in the last 7 years telling you guys to stay away from certain types of women, you think you better go to DC Rob. You better go watch go to Obi Land to help you find the person that drugged you. You better go to Razor Ray. They gonna feel sorry for you. But Love Crossing Borders, we gonna be laughing at you, Black. We laughing. We eating popcorn and watching your story. What? You lost crypto? When? You lost your crypto? Oh, you gave it to him. All the crypto codes. All your crypto codes and password. Dang. Couldn't be me. That's Love Crossing Borders. I'm just like David Dice, man. He say, all respect, I do not feel sorry for any of these dudes. How many times must we say, stop being thirsty? A YouTuber today says, come to South America. The girls are easy and dudes believe them. Shaking my head. And they will. And they will. And then when they come down here, they get drugged and robbed. And then get mad because we laughed. If you ever wonder if you come into this channel and we're gonna be like, you know, so and so, we're gonna interview so and so he can tell us about how he got drugged and how you don't need to get drugged either. We already did that. We've done enough interviews. You guys don't listen. We give you step-by-step instructions on who to bring and who not. You don't listen. So now we've pulled out the big popcorn. You know, when you go to the movie theater, you get the big popcorn. Me and Andrea and the rest of us, like my man David, we got the big popcorn. We just sitting back laughing at your asses now. Ain't no more giving you advice. Y'all crazy. We ain't gonna be sitting up here spending another 7 years giving y'all advice and you still don't want to listen because you think you know everything. Black man, Papacito. No, we laugh on this channel. Andre, and you can go back and gossip to the other channels. Andre say he laugh at y'all when y'all get drugged. Hell yeah. Anybody that's in this live stream right now that's watching, you get drugged, we gonna bring out the big popcorn. Okay? Don't think we ain't. We gonna watch you on Obi Land. What happened? Dang. Couldn't be me. Shoot, we gonna bring out the big popcorn on your butt, bro. You crazy. About to sit up here and feel sorry for you, mother. For real, hey, man, we gonna bring out the big popcorn on your ass. Yep, he said, I feel you. He say these goofballs, some thirsty YouTubers. Absolutely correct. Listen to these young, thirsty YouTubers that just coming up on YouTube over the last couple of years, coming down here to Medellin, trying to get these views, coming down to Cartagena, coming down to different areas. Yeah, look at this, look at that. He say the reason why the productive men, yep, going down there are having issues and now getting into these countries. Absolutely correct. I'm glad that you mentioned that. Jaman is correct. They are now, as you guys know, they're checking cell phones. If you got anything in your cell phone that says that you've been doing pay for play in Colombia, they're gonna turn your butt around, put you back on that plane. But I thought it was legal in Colombia, and they got a right to tell you don't come. There's too many issues just because something is legal. Okay. In the NFL over the last couple of years, they got something a tackle called a hip drop, where the person that's tackling you just drops his body weight. Instead of tackling you forward, they just tackle you to the side. Here's the problem with the hip drop. They drop their hip, and while you're running, your ankle gets caught underneath that person's hip. So while they're hip tackling you in the NFL, so many injuries have happened. Just because something, and now I think they this year they voted on trying to make that illegal to do. But just because something is you're legal to be able to do that, doesn't mean that you should be able to do it. Same thing with Colombia. Yes, pay for play is legal, but that don't mean that they have to let you in. Ain't no rules that have to say they have to let you in. Yeah, I hate that hip drop. I hate when I see somebody get tackled with that hip drop, because it's almost like a guarantee somebody gonna get injured. That hip drop is equivalent, guys. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the NFL, that hip drop is equivalent to somebody running your leg over with a car. Is that because that person is putting all their weight on to tackle you. And as you're running, your leg gets caught up under their drop. And it's just like somebody run the back of your leg over with a car. And so many dudes are just getting their knees and their legs and their calves and hamstrings destroyed because of that hip drop in the NFL. He says it's legal, but the cities limited to certain zones. Absolutely correct, T-Mac. I like how you worded that. He said just happened to the New York Giants nasty injury. Yes, it did. I know exactly who you're talking about. Yep. Crazy. Stand up, Detroit.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Shout out to them Detroit boys. Yeah, the horse collar tackle as well. So just because something was legal, so now, guys, what all we're saying is this, we'll give you a heads up. Before you come to Colombia, if you got any type of photos or any type of videos that are kind of like risque, dude, send them to your cloud. Send them to Google Cloud, send them to Dropbox, email those videos to yourself. Don't keep it in your phone because they're doing random selection. And a lot of guys are being chosen, and some good dudes that don't come down here and make no problems. But because they had it in their phone, they're sending them back. Yep. They're sending them back. Okay, cool. Shout out to DC Boy and Rob. Yeah, man. Fear mongering. Going at DC. You can't tell nobody. What do I always say? You can't tell black men nothing in the 2000s, the dudes that was born after 2000. If you was born after 2000, man, most black men, you can't tell them nothing. They got their mama DNA. You couldn't tell his mama nothing, could you? You couldn't tell her not to be having more kids as a single mother, but she still did, didn't she? He got that same DNA that his single mama got. You cannot tell black men that were born after 2000 nothing. These kids, and half of them that was born in 1990 on back, you can't tell them nothing. 35, I'm 35 years old. You can't tell me. See, you gatekeeping. You pocket watching. You should be counting another man's money. So, this the funny part. Here's the catch-22. For us content creators, if we say something, we haters. If we don't say nothing, we haters. Man, you could have said something. You got a platform. You could have warned a black man about what's going on out there, Andre. So I'm hated for warning. But then if me and DC Rob, Razor Ray, and a bunch of you other brother content creators, Ronan, and all the rest of us say something, we wrong. We pocket watching. Which one is it? You can't have it both ways. You guys can't have it both ways. Go make a video about DC Rob, who has helped. DC Rob is the same brother that helped those two brothers that was locked up in Ecuador for over 10 years. These brothers had went down to Ecuador. Long before DC Rob had a channel and everything, these brothers went down to Ecuador, bought some land. The local people were so jealous of what the dudes were doing and how productive their land was. True story. How come these people hid a dead body underneath these two brothers from the States' house? Then came bamming on their door like a riot, looking for Frankenstein, and say, hey, we looking for so-and-so and so. He said, we don't even know that person. Do you mind if we look around? They're like, look around. Hey, we found this dead body of so-and-so. Them brothers were locked up in El Salvadorian jail for the longest. DC Rob comes along. I'm talking about he ain't been doing YouTube 6 months. Finds out about it and started discussing it and talking about it. Then reached out to the dudes and were able to interview the dudes. And then talk to the people's family. And then talk to the governments. And was able to help these brothers get their freedom. That DC Rob. Y'all want to bitch about that DC Rob. That's how petty y'all are. And so when you end up in a morgue in Medellin or a coffin in Cartagena, don't say nothing. And when I sit up here with a big piece of popcorn and I ain't praying for your parents, I'm just enjoying it with my popcorn, don't be mad. Don't be mad, because the day will come, there will be no more Love Crossing Borders with the big popcorn. It won't be any more Obi-Land, because he'll be moved on with his. You guys don't realize we'll age out of this. I'll be too old for doing this type of content. DC Rob will be too old for doing that. Obi-Land will be too old to be running around Colombia looking for whoever drugged you. But you want to talk about us while you got us. But just like the women are saying Kevin Samuels was right, winter is here, you guys gonna miss us while we gone. You might not like us or appreciate us, or you think we're haters, but I'm telling you now, ain't no sunshine when we're gone. Ain't no sunshine when we're gone. I promise you, bruh. All you dudes that want to that gossip about us and talk about us, and we hear it, just because we don't say no, we just grown men. DC Rob has done a lot for a lot of people, man, on camera and off camera. He don't get credit for it. He don't look for it like that. But at the end of the day, dudes want to put out videos to build their own views. Talking about DC Rob is fear mongering. Which one is it, black men? Do you want fact or do you want to be afraid? And if you want the truth, America has groomed us all to be afraid of everything anyway. What ain't you scared of in America? If you don't vote for me, you know what he'll do. If you don't vote for me, you know what she'll do. We can't go outside without worrying about the police or some thug. We're worried about if we can afford our meals or our medication, groceries or gas. You want to talk about DC Rob causing fear mongering, and you literally come from a fear mongered country. You literally live in a country where everything is on the news is based on fear, fright, and disappointment. Everything. You cannot watch the local news. You can't go on and watch news on social media without it being something that's going to tear you down. And you got the audacity to come to Colombia and try to tear down DC born Rob, talking about he's fear mongering. And you literally come from a country that's the capital of fear mongering. You guys are funny, dude. But hey, do it your way. I'm not DC Rob. I'm not Razor Ray looking out for you. I'm not all those other content creators trying to look out for you. I'm the dude with the big popcorn that's laughing at your ass now. I'm not Obi-Land. You ain't never got to worry about me trying to give you no advice on how to do it right. You don't want to listen? Don't. I'm gonna keep laughing at your ass. If you want to talk about Andre with something, Andre, he don't do nothing but laugh at us when we get drugged. And I will continue to laugh. Every time your dumb asses get drugged, every single time, it ain't gonna be one of y'all that get drugged that I'm not gonna laugh at. Every single one of y'all, male, female, I don't care if you bring a pet down here, it get drugged. I don't care if a goldfish, a parrot get drugged. I'm laughing at every damn. But y'all don't want to hear the truth? Cool. Y'all ain't gave me nothing but something to laugh at. Drink my beer. Damn. Couldn't have been me. He made it look easy. I'm laughing at y'all, man. I'm done. If y'all think I'm giving advice, that is not happening. Now, like my brother say, hey Dre, could you do a video on this particular topic? I got us on that. Like us serious brothers, I got us. I always talk about serious stuff with the serious men. But you dudes that want to be stupid and you think you be stupid and safe at the same time, oh no, I'm laughing. Do not come to this channel for any advice on being stupid and think you're gonna be safe. Y'all can say whatever you want. I'm gonna give you a reason to be mad at Dre. You know how your mom used to say, I'm gonna give your ass a reason to cry. What? Keep on crying. I'm gonna give you a little ass a reason to cry. Keep on crying. I'm gonna give you a reason to cry. I'm like your mama. I'm gonna give you a reason to cry because I'm gonna be cracking these jokes as you try to get your health back on track and your mind still dizzy because you got drugged 3 days ago. I'm gonna do a video and keep talking about your black ass getting drugged. You think I'm gonna be sitting up there talking about, oh man, another black man down. Oh, we should look out for each other. Make sure that you guys look out for each other. Communicate and show come together as one love. Passport bros for life, brethren. Not me. No. You got the wrong motherfucker. No. I got popcorn in the hand. I'm laughing at your black ass. What you doing? Popcorn stuck in my teeth. What you doing? Couldn't been me. Dumb motherfucker. Yeah. Shit in your ass. Got three. Now she just stole your cowboy hat. Now your cowboy hat stolen. What you gonna do now? Don't lie to me, Craig. You ain't got the lie to kick it. I'm eating popcorn like a mom. You sit up here worrying about y'all grown asses. You got grown man money? You got on a grown man airplane? You landed in a grown man country? You did some grown man shit? And you got caught up like a grown man. Don't be mad at me because I'm laughing at your ass. You hilarious to me, for real. Shout out to my brother AM. That's him in the building. A man supporting men. He said, once these investments run up, he said, I'm done with social media. For real, man. He said, ain't no more a man supporting me. You see, even you on the countdown. Even you on the countdown. I'm with you, brother. Seriously. Even you on the countdown. I'm gonna check the cash app in a second, gentlemen. Yeah, with that popcorn shit. That's me, man. Me and Ronan watching y'all young asses get drugged. Wow. You see that, Ronan? You see that? Me and Jay Clyde looking like it couldn't been me. I've been in Medellin many a year. Y'all gonna sit up here. What y'all think T-Mac gonna feel sorry for y'all? Hell no. T-Mac gonna do like he do. Sit in the cut, enjoy his drink, and be looking at y'all like, oh well. Oh well. Oh well. Ain't no reaching out to T-Mac, talk about give me some advice, T-Mac. What did I do wrong? Oh well, you ain't trying to listen anyway, young blood. Go and take your ass back out there. For real. He said also helps if you speak Espanol to immigration and customs. This is true. That's a good point. Excellent point. Shout out to T-Mac with the advice. Hey, check it out. Hey guys, you know how I always say when I done hit a nerve? Yeah, I know how I always say, you know, I know when I'm about to say something and I'm gonna hit a nerve. We were at, kid you not, just 2 minutes ago, we were at about, on this live stream, in less than 2 minutes, about, I think it was 105 people on the live stream. And boy, did you see them numbers drop? In less than 2 minutes of me talking, we're at 72. We're at 72. Y'all caught that? That's why dudes get drugged. So if you ever wonder how these dudes keep getting drugged, that just showed you. And it's going to do like it always does. In about 10 minutes, it's going to go back up. It's going to go back like 90, 95. It'll always drop. And whenever, I already know before I say something, it's going to hit a nerve. And so I expect the numbers to do. And now it's starting to go back up because dudes will leave and then they'll just wait for a few minutes. Is Andre done talking about that? And then they'll come, then they'll come back in. Yeah. See, now you guys know to watch for it now. Because you've heard me say this so many times. I'll be knowing, man. I'll be knowing. Shout out to my brother. He said, friends and families do not understand what you or I may say about the United States until you step out of the matrix You will not understand. Brother, preach, brother, preach. You have never lied. Until a person actually has stepped out the matrix, they will not understand. Let's go back to the story. Go back to the video, because we got other countries. Right, it's back up to 90, right? We got other countries going to check out, but let's finish looking at Medellin.
Scientist's body was found in separate bags in Colombia.
This brother's bodies, this scientist's body was found in separate bags in Colombia.
Now, police believe he may have been lured on the dating app Grindr. He may have also been given the drug Scopolamine, which is a devil's breath. His name is Alessandro Coatti. He was 38 years old, and he left his job at Royal Society of Biology and actually decided to go to Colombia to do some research.
Okay. This dude came to Colombia, went back to the States, quit his job, the scientist, to go back to Colombia to do some research. Okay.
Now, he was last seen on April the 4th, when police believe he may have been speaking to somebody on Grindr, and they...
He's supposed to be in Colombia doing research, right? Why is he on Grindr? Right? He quit his job, came to Colombia, he on Grindr. Come on, Ronan, don't be laughing. Don't be laughing with me. Come on. He didn't went to Colombia and went back. He's a scientist. Come on, guys. What do I always say? Some of us are in our careers, we are so smart. We're so successful. But when it comes to common sense outside of our careers and our money, dude, we some of the dumbest dudes that walk the planet. I'm a scientist. Like Dr. Bruce Banner. See what I'm saying? I am a scientist. Like when they talk about scientists, they talking about me. I have come to Colombia. I done got turned out in Colombia, went back to my job, quit my job as a scientist. What you gonna do? Well, I'm gonna go to Colombia to do research. Next thing they know, I'm on the dating app. I'm supposed to be in Colombia doing research. What the hell am I doing on the dating app? And the next thing I know, thanks, fellas. He said, did you get a chance to check out the email that I sent you last week? He said, I would love to talk to you about that. I need you to do me a favor. Remember, guys, last week I was sick. I was under the weather, so any emails that have been sent to me over the last couple of weeks, you know, especially being in class with Theo, I've been kind of focused, or like all last week I was just underwater. So do me a favor, AMSM, just like my other brother, resend that email tonight, because that's the first thing I'm doing once this live stream ends. I'm going directly to my email so I can just go ahead and respond to you guys immediately. Because I got a couple of things that I got to do for guys in the next few days anyway. That are just guys that I've done consultations for. I've got things I got to do for them as well. So I'll be doing that this evening. But yeah, definitely hit me up. He said, I'd love to talk to you about that one. Cool. And I still got to get with my man KW, man, schedule my interview with him. Because I want to do it, man. I'm gonna stop just saying what week I want to do it and just knock it on out. Let's continue on with the sister.
Lured him to a nightclub, and then after that to an abandoned house. Now on April the 6th, his body was found in separate bags, so legs, arms.
So he went to abandoned house with the chick that he met on the Grindr date, on the Grindr app. And the next thing they found him, his body parts were found in different parts in different trash bags.
Everything in separate bags in the coastal town of Santa Marta. Now allegedly his organs may have also been removed.
How did his body parts end up in Santa Marta? And I've been holding this for a couple of months, guys. And I didn't know how I want to present it, and I still don't know how I want to present it. So it's gonna probably be another month before I do a video on this. This is important. Now in Colombia, they ain't just stealing your laptops when they drug you now. They ain't just stealing your crypto now. Colombia is becoming one of the top countries in the world for stealing your organs. You wake up, there is a kidney gone. You wake up, other body parts are gone. They're shipping the parts to the States. A body part, a kidney, can go for up between $5,000 and $10,000 a piece. Kidney alone. She don't need your laptop. She don't need your crypto. Now, one kidney, she ain't got to steal your computer no more. I haven't presented this yet. I've been knowing about it for a couple years. I haven't presented it because I didn't want to be fear mongering. I kid you not. That's the only reason I didn't want to present it, because I didn't want guys to be thinking, see, now Andre want dudes to be scared now, instead of just taking it as caution. So I've been trying to figure out a way how I want to do this video without dudes thinking, oh my God. But she's right. And if you look it up, you can look it up right now. Colombia ranks in the top 5 countries in the world for stealing body parts. They're stealing body parts from the Venezuelans. You know how Venezuelans have been, 2 million of them have been coming from Venezuela over to Colombia or walking through Colombia. They're walking through Colombia. Do you know that they're kidnapping those Venezuelans walking through Colombia, never to be seen again? Remember the ones that was walking to the States? A lot of them ain't even make it out of Colombia. They were snatching them up. And T-Mac and all the rest of the guys can attest. If you drive through these small, like me and Andre, we're always going to a different city or a different town. When we're driving, we see them walking all the time on the side of the road. We see them on the side of the road all the time. And you can tell that they're walking out of Colombia. They ain't stopping. And a lot of those people don't make it. But their body parts end up in the United States. So I didn't want to talk about it yet, because I'm trying to figure out a way to present it without, come across with that Chicken Little mindset, the sky is falling type of thing. But I want it to be something that you guys kind of be aware of now. It's a new day in Colombia, and it's not just your watch or your gold chain they're looking for now. But I didn't want to present it in a way that's like, oh man, Andre tripping, man. He just don't want nobody to come here. But it's not just you. And when doing my homework, man, and the more homework I do, a lot of them Venezuelans coming up missing for their body parts. So it's dangerous for them too. Kid you not. That's why. And I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to come up with a way to present my evidence in a way that doesn't come across fearfully. So give me about a good month to put it all together. But I kid you not, it's bad as you would think. As I described it, it's just that bad in Colombia. So a lot of people aren't getting drugged for a purse no more. And what's going to happen is, for dudes that are not careful, it won't be uncommon. What happened to that scientist, like she just said, his body parts were in trash bags, not shipped all over the country, and all his organs, these organs and that organs was missing. And you know another country they're doing that real bad? United States. Hospitals when they find out, and I didn't even know all this, when they find out that you or a loved one is an organ donor on your card, they're telling people right now to go into the DMV. This is how bad it is in the States. They are literally telling people now, go into the DMV and change your donors on your driver's license to non-donor. Because in the hospitals, doesn't matter what race it is, they are purposely letting people die or come so close to death that even if the hospital, unless the hospital themselves, the upper, the upper management in the hospital intervenes, those surgeons are letting people die on purpose on the table because they found out that you're a donor on your driver's license, and they're letting people die to sell your heart for $300,000, $150,000. I kid you not, man. I kid you not, and I'm talking about it is that pandemic bad in the United States of what surgeons are doing. I mean, and it is very common to let somebody die on the table on purpose or come so close to death to where they can decide on, we can save this person or we can let this person die. And many hospitals, major hospitals in the States, are letting the person die so they can go in and clear the attic of that person's body. Yep, and they kidnapped the homeless. Oh yeah. So like I said, I want to do it in a respectful way to you guys. And I know I kind of gave it in a graphic way tonight, but I want to present it in my evidence, my information in a respectful way to you guys, to where it doesn't come across as fearful, but it comes across as, I want to present it in a way that you guys who have been wise in Colombia are glad that you've been wise in Colombia. I don't want to present it like, look at this dumb person, look at that dumb person, look at that stupid. I want to present it in a way that because you guys have been protective of yourselves, you haven't had to worry about losing organs like many dudes who haven't been protective of themselves are starting to experience. And yeah, you guys are right. They've been doing it off and on for years. They made movies about it, Colombia, Brazil, body parts and stuff like that. But it is ramped up now. It is ramped up 100-fold. Yep. Yeah. They're telling people to go into the DMV and change just set an appointment or go in, volunteer, and say, listen, I like to change my driver's license from donor to non-donor. Because what they're doing, hospitals, once you die, they don't even let your family, I mean, they clear your body out so fast, your family hasn't even had a chance to examine, to identify the body yet. In many cases, they're looking at you like, man, he died in a car accident. Man, we could use that kidney, that liver, that this, that, and they clear you out. Even your skull, I forget how much a skull goes for. Just a skull. I got the list, so I'm not going to sit up here and just act like I know the price of all of them, but I actually got the price list for body parts on average in the United States and around the world. Yeah. He said, did that with my last ID. He said, my old ID says organ donor. He said, not my new one. Yep. Just like the movie Hostel. For real. Shout out to you guys. Let's get back to the on topic at hand. But I just want to let you guys, I got something that's coming down the turnpike in regards to that. I got that coming down the turnpike, and I've got Guyana coming down the turnpike for us in the next month, actually.
This is truly horrific. Now the scary thing is, in that region alone, lots of bodies have been found in the past year, all in separate bags.
Got to give props to the Medellin police for this. They are on their job. Even though the mayor is gone, and if you didn't know, the mayor left early to go help out another candidate, which is probably going to be, I guess, somebody that he's going to be the puppeteer of. But we'll see how that works out anyway. But let's jump into this story right quick. More beauties arrested. 3 women were captured for robbing a foreigner in El Poblado. The victim, a German national, had to be transferred to the healthcare center to be treated. They had him drugged. 3 women were captured for theft in El Poblado, thanks to information from citizens who notified the Quadrant Patrol about the suspicious attitude of 3 women who accompanied a citizen of foreign nationality and who apparently was not in his normal physical condition. They stole 2 cell phones and cash. When the police arrived at the scene and searched the women, they find them with the foreigners' wallets, belongings, cash, debit, and credit cards of the 32-year-old man. With the seized items, the women aged 21, 29, and 31 were captured in flagrant delicto for the crime of theft. The items were recovered and the women were presented to the Attorney General's office. On the other hand, the victim of German nationality went to the healthcare center to be treated and waiting for medical opinion. So there you go. You see in the video right there, they actually got to hand the wallets back to those who have been ripped off.
Next country we're looking at, Brazil. When it comes to Scopolamine.
So the second biggest mistake that a gringo could make in Brazil is going to Pedro do Sal or Lapa, meeting girls there, and inviting them over to their crib. Now, I know some of you guys are confused with what I'm talking about over here. Y'all gonna be like, what are you talking about, Lapa, Pedro do Sal? These are good places, or maybe you don't know what these places are. Let me educate you real quick. Pedro do Sal, Lapa, these locations are huge party areas.
It's kind of like the areas that he's talking about in Rio is kind of like the clock tower area, you know, party area in Cartagena, or in Medellin, the El Poblado area. So he's talking about this kind of like party club where a bunch of clubs are, that type of area in Rio. And these women wait around to find victims to drug.
Usually on Mondays in Rio de Janeiro, like a bunch of cariocas, which are the local people in Rio, they gather up in Pedro do Sal, which is around Lapa, and basically they go hard. Some of the girls that be going to these spots are trying to set up gringos. They have this drug out there called Good Night Cinderella. I believe that's what it's called. And it's basically Brazil's version of scopolamine in Colombia. A lot of the cases that we've been seeing in Brazil, and there's only been a couple, hasn't been that many compared to Colombia, where gringos have been deleted, a lot of the time it's the same thing. The guy went to Lapa, the guy went to Pedro do Sal, met this 1 girl or 2 girls, and they were really eager to go back to his crib. He's like, fuck it, let's go. And then he ends up like on Good Night, like the name, Good Night Cinderella.
Before we go any further, guys, don't make the mistake of thinking, and the reason why I did this video tonight, once again, not the fear monger, because a lot of you guys, let's put it like this. The reason why I don't worry about the fear monger part when I do this video is because a lot of us don't move like this. Let's be honest. A lot of us are watching this live stream tonight is kind of like for entertainment, because it's like, Dre, I don't even move like that. So most of you guys are kind of like me. You got the big popcorn tonight, right? So we don't have to worry about fear or fear mongering per se, because we don't move like that. Same thing, mistake. Don't make the mistake of, if you're in another country, well, I can't get drugged because I'm not in Colombia. The reason why I'm doing this video is the same wisdom that you use in Colombia, continue to use when you travel to other countries. That's all I'm saying. That same wisdom, continue to use in other countries.
And they rob them for everything. And sometimes they get deleted. This isn't all girls in Brazil. Girls in Brazil are fantastic, especially in Rio de Janeiro. However, there has been some cases coming out of this area, Rio de Janeiro. So just be very careful bringing girls over from that area.
Hey guys, sorry if I sound drunk, but I'm not drunk. It's the drug. I don't know what's happening to me. I can't even walk straight. I don't know what they gave me. Like they put it in the drinks. It's crazy. They took everything. Rio is one of the most dangerous places in the entire world. I decided to go to Brazil again after 13 years. I knew this was going to be a bit unsafe, but that's why I decided to go with a buddy of mine, Paul Valdespino. Little did we know that this was going to be the toughest experience of my entire life. We got drugged and robbed and everything, including...
So they brought some ladies back to their Airbnb. Let's be real. Let's go back.
We got drugged and robbed.
They brought the ladies back. Let's see if I can get that part.
We got drugged and robbed.
I keep missing it. But the part with the ladies. Oh, well.
I was so out of it after being drugged that I got chased by more robbers and ultimately ended up jumping off a cliff, and then an ambulance took me to a hospital where I spent 4 hours.
All of this over some coochie. All this because they brought some women back to their Airbnb in Rio, got drugged, ended up in the I don't know how they end up in the spot where he ended up being chased. He went back to get victimized after all those years. Yup. He said, "Damn, Dre." He said, "What did you console him?" Hey, I didn't get a chance to. I didn't get a chance to talk to him. My man Tevin says this. Shout out to Tevin King. He said, "Andre is not just the ID. The individual has to go online. I didn't know this. Has to go online Google web search to remove your name from the donors list, or else you still registered as a..." Do me a favor, hey Tevin, any of you guys, if you know what that link is, do me a favor, drop it in the comments for other guys. If you guys could do me a favor, just one of you guys moderators with the with the wrench, could you look up that information? I don't care if you use Google Chat GPT, and drop a link, a national link, or let us know if it's by the state, per state, so guys will know to get their names off those donors lists. Thanks for letting us know.
4 women took all my credit cards and debit cards, and they ended up transferring over $50,000. This is
in Rio, $50K. He
jumping off a cliff, and then an ambulance took me to a hospital where I spent 4 hours. These 4 women took all my credit cards and debit cards, and they ended up transferring over $50,000.
This ain't, y'all think that 50,000 is a lot. On this video tonight, you're gonna hear some numbers a lot higher than that.
$1,000. This is my story, and one of the hardest videos to make.
Gringos coming to Brazil, please pay attention. My name is Cameron Clark, I'm an American gringo, and I've been living in Rio de Janeiro for 3 years now, and here's what you absolutely need to know. Throughout Brazil, mostly in Sao Paulo, there have been almost 60 cases of confirmed methanol poisoning. 1 has been a confirmed death of methanol poisoning, and 5 are under review. The Minister of Health yesterday, Thursday, October 2nd, recommended everyone stop drinking alcohol immediately due to possible methanol poisoning, because the origin is unknown. Guys, this is an ongoing investigation, and there's still no idea who is doing this, why they're doing this. So stay safe, stay away from any distilled alcohol. I would say even beer, just to be safe, because you don't want to mess around. The consequences have proven to be even deadly. But guys, just be safe. Brazil is an amazing country.
Be safe.
So there has been an arrest in the case of 43-year-old Dwayne Morris.
Remember this one? I think this one was last year or earlier this year. Famous businessman, very, very wealthy. Went down to Brazil, let his guard down. No matter how much money he had, never made it back home.
A quick recap. Dwayne Morris went to Brazil to celebrate his birthday. He wasn't even there for 24 hours. He had not spent the night yet. So Morris and a friend of his decided to go out the night that they arrived in Brazil. The investigators believe that the 2 men met 2 women who had drugged them and planned to rob them. This is a common scam in the city. Doesn't matter which city you go to, cities all around. Police have arrested a 23-year-old woman in connection to his unaliving. And it's crazy, at 23 years old, she has a long history of committing these kinds of crimes. Dwayne Morris will have his celebration of life in Minnesota, and he will be buried in Jamaica. I do want to give my condolences to his life partner and his children. I know this is a very hard time for their family and the community.
Okay, so he had a woman, right? You got a woman. That's another thing, man. We got to take in consideration the loved ones that we have back home. We can't move too wild around the world. We know it's a whole new planet. And we have to think about our kids back home, our mama, grandma, brothers, sisters, the people who work for you back home. You may own a business, you may have a staff. We got to think about all the we can't move like people that ain't got no sense, because there are people that depend on us back home. Here's the shout out to my man Tevin. He said here's the registration website called registermego.org. Make sure you guys copy this down. Make sure that you copy it down, so you guys will be able to check and see if your organs are on the organ donors list in the States. Because I kid you not, and I just pulled it up so the link does work, and I kid you not, they are letting people pass on in the States in record numbers just to get your organs. It is crazy, bruh. Like I said, I'm not doing this to fear monger. I'm just saying this so you guys will know, just be informed. You got a lot more stuff to fear monger about when you're dealing with you got enough to be afraid of in the States. They do not worry about what I've got to say to fear monger you. All you gotta do is just turn on the news and watch what Trump is doing. That's enough that's gonna drive you crazy. Let's go back to the video. But yeah, we gotta remember our family members back home. My brother say, Camari said this. He said, Andre, I'm currently in Brazil. He says, very dangerous, but Colombia gets all the blame. This is true. And no matter where we go, wise men like you and I and all the other guys, we don't get credit for our wisdom. You ever notice that? Nobody ever does a video on how wise we are as black men that travel. The only people that get the camera and the microphones are the guys that do something stupid, and then they get to shine. But all the rest of us that don't do stuff stupid, and you can go to Rio and have a good time and go back home, they never put the spotlight or camera on you. That's the sad part. Let's go back.
If there are any updates in this case, I will update you guys as updates come through.
This is a situation where right in the middle of a dude that had gotten drugged. It looks like they probably blew it in his face at the beach in Rio. Those are the ladies that drugged him. Those are the ladies that drugged him. Let me bring that back.
Family and the community. If there are any updates in this case, I will update you guys as updates come through.
Could you have imagined how his life would have ended if he had made it to that water? My man is less. Think about it. In that condition, He's not even 100 feet. 100 yards away from that water. Maybe 50 yards away from the water. If he had stumbled to that water, he wouldn't have made it out. You said that was a UK victim? They drugged him right there.
Olha lá, roubaram.
Now they running to get into a taxi.
O cara agora tá fugindo de táxi, ó. Doparam o cara ali na frente. Roubaram o cara. O cara dopado, tá nem conseguindo levantar. Fugindo de táxi, ó. Olha lá. Tampou a cara. Como é que o cara tá? Na areia, de cara na areia, com o olho aberto. Tá nem se aguentando, fi. A mulher dopou legal, fi. Chamar a ambulância pro cara aqui.
Let's go to the next country. South Africa and Kenya. They are now shipping scopolamine to South Africa and Kenya.
But apparently, warning messages are circulating in SA about a dangerous drug called Scopolamine.
Scopolamine.
Yeah. The drug apparently originated in Brazil. Now listen to this. It has been reported that the drug can enter the bloodstream through touching of a victim's skin. And it takes about 15 minutes for it to get to work and to paralyze a victim. It has been rumored that criminals are using it to target their victims to rob them in areas such as KZN and Gauteng. Oh my goodness.
It's hectic. We're living in the wild, wild west, man. We're living in the wild, wild west.
This channel, this YouTube channel in Africa, they have, I think they got like 2 million subscribers. You can see their plaque right there. And I looked them up. They got about 2 million subscribers, right? In South Africa. And they're talking about people being scoped in South Africa.
Saw a video, and how they use this thing is that they would put this, obviously this chemical, I don't know in what form is it in, but it's, I guess, let's say it's a chemical liquid, and you put it on a cloth, like you just dampen a cloth, and maybe they'll put it on top of your car. So obviously when you get there and you see this cloth, you're going to remove it and look, and you're curious, like what's going on. And then maybe you will throw it. By that time, it's already entered you. So next minute you're opening your car, you become dizzy, you fall. And there's a video I watched, and this woman just like literally just collapsed there. And then the guy was just watching her from afar. And then as soon as he saw that, oh, okay, you are down, came in, stole everything, and just put her on the side of the road, took the car, even.
Fortunately, it was not Joburg where they would have taken the woman and left the car.
How?
No, for real. South Africa, human trafficking. The first worry I had, the first concern I had, I saw that video in Brazil. The first concern I had, because I'm South African, and women get taken by force. Either women get taken because Batandizindo, so they get taken by material.
Let's meet Simon, an average Kenyan man. He meets
in Kenya. They actually have commercials out to look out for this in Kenya. That's how common it is becoming in Kenya.
Neatly dressed lady. The lady claims to be selling designer cologne at a very low price.
Check out how they using the scopolamine in Kenya.
She offers him a sample, and before he can react, she steps forward and sprays the drug-laced cologne in his face.
They putting it in cologne, bruh. They're putting it in cologne and perfumes. In the cologne and perfumes. In the colognes. And this is not the only countries that are doing it. Let's continue on. crazy world we're living in, guys.
He inhales it and the drug goes to work instantly, entering the bloodstream and the brain shortly after. Within minutes, Simon is feeling lightheaded.
Hii drug inaitwa Scopolamine, a very famous drug. Ama jina ingine zombie, juu inakugeuza zombie. Ama jina ingine devil drug. Now hii drug inakuga absorbed kwa skin with the fastest rate ever manzi. Na siku hizi imekuwa noma juu anaidunga ka catalyst.
2 Durban women have been arrested for allegedly drugging and robbing a pensioner on November 8th, 2024. The women entered the pensioner's home, made him tea, and he later discovered his house ransacked.
They went to this man's house, made him tea, and he was done after that. Woke up, everything gone.
And valuables missing. CCTV footage showed the women leaving the scene wearing face masks to conceal their identities. One suspect, a 39-year-old woman, was arrested in Chatsworth after being found at her home, and she provided information about her accomplice. The second suspect, a 47-year-old woman, was arrested in Phoenix and claimed to have befriended the pensioner online, expecting compensation for the visit.
Now, this is not Phoenix, Arizona. We're talking about in Colombia, in Africa, South Africa, and the Kenya area.
Ladies and men, please listen to this message. It's very important. It's people going around asking you, do you need your house painted? You know, do you need your grass cut? Do you need him to pump your gas for you and everything? Stuff like that. Okay, this particular day, the lady said no. And he said, well, take my card. And she took his card. And she noticed when she got in her car, the man immediately came out the store. And she drove and she had trouble breathing. And she couldn't catch her breath. And as she went to let the window down, she realized the card she took from the man had a substance on it. And it's called Borenganga.
That's the other word for scopolamine. That's the street word.
Borenganga. It's a substance that will capacitate you, and what she did was drove in someone's yard and honked the horn till she couldn't honk it no more. And the guy drove past her and the people came out and they helped her. After probably about 20 minutes, she felt normal again.
Now imagine this, you as a young woman board a bus from Nairobi heading to Mombasa. You get into the bus, you take your seat, but the next time you come to, you're at a hospital with no panties on. I know. And I believe her, by the way. That is what allegedly happened to a beautiful woman by the name Adele Omondi. She boarded a Mashpoa bus heading to Mombasa. She woke up at Coast General Hospital, no panties on. Nobody's gonna help her. The bus company will not give her details of the man who was seated next to her. The hospital will not open a file on her case because apparently this happens all the time. Just move on.
Apparently this happens all the time. She was on the bus, and it's very common. And you're gonna notice a trend in these countries that we go to, that it's very common for them to drug women more than they even drug men.
Justice for Adele Omondi. Also, we are choosing the bear. And once we choose the bear, we're sending it to eat men. I sure hope that nurse who told her to move on was not a woman, because it would be a shame if she was identified and plastered all over social media so that we can see the enemy within. Justice for Adele, and I'm truly, truly sorry. At this point, I just feel like Speechless. That's what I am. Is this real life, honestly? Is this real life for women? Like, you board a bus. Like, they've gotten that bold. Anyway, God bless you. Bye.
To all business owners, tafadhali jihadharini sana. There is something inaitwa Scopolamine, and it's a drug yenye lazima iko na prescription before upewe, lakini inajulikana kama devil's breath. Hii inatumika sana sahi, and it's on the rise sana sana in Nairobi, sana sana kwenye lines za super metros, not kwa super metro ndani, but super metro places they operate.
Kasina bagenda wala njagala osooke wetegereze eno video.
This video, watch this. They put it inside of the book. The one person you notice he has a mask on. But the person who they're asking for instructions doesn't have a mask on. We're talking about in Africa, brothers. We're not talking about Colombia. We're not talking about Brazil. Watch when she walks.
Waliwo ekika ky'eddagala oba kye twandiise nga chemical kye bayita scopolamine nga bakitegeera bakiyita devil's breath. Eddagala lino eno balikola mu ngeri ya obuwunga oba mu ngeri ya liquid ne baliteeka mu kacupa nga kanene aka perfume.
She holds her head.
Oba ne balikola nga perfume eno gyokola eddagala lino eno liwunza obwongo bw'omuntu kasita aliwunyirizaako bw'ati mu seconds. Awungirawo n'abeerawo ng'alinga kizombi mu bwongo.
Now two strangers wearing masks walks up and takes her away. We don't know if this young lady is ever to be seen again.
Omuntu oyo n'obeera nga osobola okumukozesa ekintu kyonna ky'oyagadde, osobola okumutuma. Wali owuliddeko abantu ababba n'owuliriza nti nno ono baamubbye bazze balina eddagala nti.
Oh yeah, did y'all think we was gonna leave the United States out? Let's go. Let's go to the States.
Yeah, devil breath is real. Did y'all hear about what happened to the woman up in Charlotte, North Carolina?
North Carolina. Y'all getting scoped in the Carolinas.
She was out. She said a Spanish woman, a random Spanish woman, walked up to her, and the next thing you know, she blanked out. She had no memory of what happened at all. She woke up in the emergency room. The doctors came in and told her that she had scopolamine in her system. Do y'all know what scopolamine is? Scopolamine is the devil's breath. They said that it lowers your inhibition, it wipes your memory away, and make you suggestible. And the ways that these folks getting it up in your system is either by blowing it in your face, putting it in your drink, or on a piece of paper, or even coming to you and shaking your hand with it on their skin. Y'all be careful out here. This is not a myth. This stuff is real. This ain't getting talked about enough because people need to be aware of this. This could have been anybody. Anybody. All I can say is y'all stay woke, stay safe, and protect y'all peace at all costs.
So listen, there's this thing that basically turns you into a zombie, like you're there but not really there, and you have no control and no memory.
Right.
And yeah, people have been using it to take advantage of folks. Ever heard of it? Grab your tea, grab your snacks, because you and I are about to dive in. It's called devil's bread. Real name, scopolamine. And it's been showing up in places like Colombia, Europe, and guess what? Now, here. And they don't need much. Just a little bit blown in your face, and that's it. You're moving, talking, but you are completely out of it. People have been robbed, used, and sadly even trafficked, and had no idea it was even happening. I'm not saying this to scare anybody. I just feel like more people need to know about it. So stay alert, protect your space, and never ignore that gut feeling. You feel me?
Burundanga is the source of scopolamine. So the deal with Burundanga is that it pretty much eliminates your free will.
I think either this guy or another actor died after being scoped in the States. An actor, I know it's going to show it right now.
So you're awake and you're articulate and
This actor right here, he died after being scoped in the States. They got his name at the bottom of it.
Anyone else watching you, it seems like you're perfectly fine, but you've completely lost control of your own actions. So you're at the whim of suggestions, and that's how people take advantage of you. We heard one particularly chilling story where a guy was taken back to his apartment, woke up the next morning in the empty apartment, completely confused as to what happened. And said to his doorman, you know, why is my apartment empty? What happened? And the doorman said, well, you brought it out with 2 of your friends last night, all your stuff. You loaded it into a van. And the guy was like, why in the hell would you let me do that? And he was like, because you told me to. So that's kind of the stuff we're dealing with here. Complete elimination of free will while still acting, which is pretty much the scariest shit I can imagine.
At a hotel with a fan. Last time he was alive.
I heard the words, the devil's breath. I know what that is. Immediately, like Isaac Cappy, scopolamine in your face. Scopolamine.
Devil's breath. Devil's breath is a substance. It's a powdery substance traffickers and robbers are using now out in public. They take it and go and blow it in your face. It makes you in a zombie-like trance. It makes it easy for you to hand over your jewelry, your wallet, your valuables, whatever. It also makes it easy to snatch people up. Avoid strangers. If anybody's approaching you, please be aware that this is right now the hottest industry. Trafficking and robbing is the hottest industry in America right now. Be very, very careful. Speak to your children. Let them know. They blow it in your face. If you see somebody starting to do this, you turn your freaking head. We have to be more proactive and be aware of our surroundings. This is very serious. Go down that rabbit hole. Look up Devil's Breath and see what it is. I'm not making this up. Please share this. Let people know. Let people know what's going on. Stay woke. Shit's real.
Prosecutors accusing 36-year-old Tabitha Bundrick of targeting at least 4 victims in Upper Manhattan and Washington Heights.
She robbed them of personal belongings, including their phones, money, and sneakers.
They say she would purposely offer the victims fentanyl-laced drugs in order to incapacitate them. In July, Bundrick took a plea deal where she was sentenced to 13 years in federal prison for possession of a controlled substance in relation to the druggings. Today in state court, for the first time, she faced 3 felony murder charges. In the case of Mario Polanco.
So she already had 13 years and she got murder charges.
And prosecutors say Bundrick offered him and a friend sex for cash. They say the 36-year-old then lured the 2 men to an apartment where she convinced them to snort fentanyl that Bundrick allegedly pawned off as cocaine. The next morning, the surviving...
All she had to do was just tell these dudes, hey, it's cocaine. Okay. And they just sniffed away.
Victim woke up to Polan dead next to him. Their belongings gone with no recollection of what happened. Bundrick's attorney telling the court she is not the monster people believe her to be, adding Bundrick has a history of being abused and mental illnesses that he says may be a substantial mitigating factor in the case.
New video coming into our newsroom showing the moments before and after an alleged date turned into a robbery. Surveillance video shows the moments when 23-year-old Rachel Warner was invited into a man's Brickell hotel
Man, you can't even take no chicks to your hotel room in the States no more.
Room back in April. Moments later, cameras captured her leaving alone. Once inside, Warner allegedly prepared the man a drink and he started to feel ill. Once he woke up, both Warner and his
18,000. My man got the, she woke up and took the $18,000 Rolex.
$18,000 Rolex watch were gone. Police arrested her a month later, connecting her to several other robberies similar to this one. She's facing various charges, including burglary and possession of a controlled substance.
Guy gets drugged and robbed in Atlanta.
This gentleman was we did a story on him a year ago, This brother was an Atlanta club owner. He has a TikTok video, a TikTok channel that talks about what it's like to own a nightclub in Atlanta. So he's very well known. And they end up scoping him. Some females scoped him in the A.
I bet. They're like, well, it's only a little bit left for liquor. We got to take this last shot. We might not even see you no more, but we appreciate the hospitality and, making sure we good. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Take the drink. I drive home. I made it to my house. It's the last thing I remember, y'all. I woke up at, I think, like 12:30 this morning, afternoon. These girls done took both my Cubans. It's like $60K. Took 4 of my gold diamond rings.
Damn.
A pistol. And a couple thousand out of my pocket. I don't even remember what the fuck happened, yo. But now, I came to the hospital, and they're giving me IVs and all type of stuff to flush out my system from the drugs that was inside of me. I threw up a lot. I guess whatever it was eating the lining of my stomach, so a lot of blood came up with the throw up.
Oh.
Definitely doodle boy, definitely diarrhea. And just a real bad headache. So I say that to say I would never in a million years would have thought that would have happened to me.
Well, hello. Today's police here. We're in Las Vegas, and a sex worker faces charges for allegedly kidnapping and then stealing nearly $300,000 in
$300,000 in crypto. Y'all thought that $50,000 in Colombia was bad. This dude got for $300,000 after being drugged.
Cryptocurrency from a man she met on the Las Vegas Strip. Court documents say we do not know which nightclub it was. Zapri Outlaw faces charges of kidnapping, conspiracy to commit robbery, and robbery for an incident last November. While several people are named as suspects, Outlaw is the only person charged as of Tuesday.
1 Peter 5:8. Shout out to my man for Profit Store in the building. He said, be sober and vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, is like a roaring, as a roaring lion, walking about, seeking whom he may devour. Yes, sir. And shout out to our brother Black Nubian, them Canadian boys in the building.
I told this guy where I was from. He said, oh, Canada.
Shout out to you Canadian brothers being in the building. Let's continue on, gentlemen.
Outlaw allegedly met the victim at a nightclub on November 22nd. The victim said he was possibly drugged and was speaking with Outlaw and another woman. Video evidence did not reveal if the man was actually drugged. The man told Outlaw and the other woman that he was visiting and staying in Summerlin. This story comes from News 8 Now. Around 2 o'clock in the morning, the group left the nightclub in an SUV. The victim said it was hard to focus and believed he had gotten into an Uber. The SUV then pulled into a parking lot about a block away from the nightclub, and another passenger armed with a gun ordered the man out of the car. The man got out of the car and then realized his watch, phone, and wallet were missing. The man later determined that someone made multiple transactions on his credit card and that the money was missing from his cryptocurrency accounts.
Once again, he lost $300,000. Shout out to my man, the International Quiet Storm. Yes, sir. Let's get certified. Definitely, kind sir. Definitely.
What a disaster. Of course, she was kind of born to do exactly what she does. Vegas policy.
I had a follower reach out to me and specifically asked me to cover this, so here it goes. 8 men have come forward between November 2021 and February 2024 saying that they were drugged, kidnapped, and then robbed. Just so that we're clear, this is not something that women only have to worry about. The men would get drugged, and when they went unconscious, they would wake up several hours later 3 miles away from wherever they originally were. The perpetrators would use their phone and get into their bank accounts, and they would transfer all the money that they had in that bank account. Of these 8 men, 4 of them reported that it happened at 5 Paces Inn. The others reported that it happened at 3 separate bars nearby. I don't know anything about this case, so I'm just guessing. Of the men that came forward as victims, all of them were in their mid-20s and had access to thousands of dollars, which shouldn't be surprising considering that this is considered a wealthy area of Atlanta. I definitely think that this was organized, and I think the bartender was in on it. I would probably be looking for a specific bartender that worked at all 4 bars during that time period. If there were any connections made there, I'd be looking at their associates, because it definitely took more than one person to pull this off. I'm not entirely sure on the timeline, but apparently this happened in New York as well. In New York, criminals robbed over 3 dozen people, and 7 of those resulted in death. So statistically speaking, if it was the same crew, probably at least one person would have died by now. I'll try to keep everybody updated with that, but until then, here's some advice. If you're going out to have a good time, try not to go alone. If you start feeling unusually intoxicated, you need to send for help. Every single one of these guys said that they felt unusually intoxicated and didn't even feel like that it was the alcohol that had the effect. If you're at a house party, a Starbucks lid will fit over a Solo cup. You can also purchase this, called Nightcap. You can get it in my Amazon store. Store it as a scrunchie or a wristband, and it fits nice and snug over a 32-ounce tumbler. Link to my Amazon store is in my bio.
Oh yeah, we about to go to London, guys. Just when you thought it was just Colombia, Brazil, Africa, the States. Oh no, brother. Scopolamine now is in London.
A woman claims she was spiked on the tube by a zombifying drug, Devil's Breath.
Now you guys going to hear the term the tube. For those that don't know, most of you do. Tube means the subway in London. They don't call it the subway, they call it the tube. So you're going to hear that several times throughout London.
Deborah Oscar was traveling on the Lizzie line when a woman waved a newspaper in her face, leaving her feeling unusually high and drowsy. After remembering a
So what they do, they put it like the one that we just saw in Africa. Remember we just watched in Africa, in Nairobi, with the one Asian girl that was given some instructions. She was helping a guy try to find some instructions. So he had it on a piece of paper. He had it on the paper. She was inhaling the fumes from the paper. Remember, she walked away and she was dizzy, and the 2 people walked over to her and grabbed her. That was in Africa. This woman was on the train, and a woman was waving like a newspaper in front of her, kind of like pretending like she was fanning. And next thing you know, she out. In London.
TikTok explaining how drug scopolamine is reportedly blown into victims' faces, rendering them compliant and zombie-like. She moved carriage. She saw 2 men look at each other before she left at the next stop. She managed to escape unharmed. The drug is often used to rob victims or worse.
This is the scariest drug in the world. Scopolamine, or Devil's Breath, can completely eliminate your free will. According to a 2012 documentary from Vice, inhaling just the tiniest amount can put you under the drug's effects. In fact, such a small amount that a passerby could just blow some in your face as they walked past you, and you'd be under its effects. To the average person, you'd appear normal, completely conscious and walking around, except for the fact you would be completely susceptible to suggestion. If you were under the effects of scopolamine and somebody said to you, "Take me to the bank, withdraw all of your money and then hand it to me," you'd do it. In the documentary, we hear the story of a victim of scopolamine who wakes up in his apartment and it's completely empty. He asks the doorman of his building what happened, and the doorman said he brought 2 men along and told the doorman he was giving them all of his things. So the doorman just let him do it because he looked completely normal and like he was doing it of his own choice. Scopolamine makes you completely open to doing whatever you're told, and that's why it's the scariest drug in the world.
Devil's Breath. This is not a drill. It's the most scariest drug, which is being used specifically to target women on public transport in the UK, in London. I've made a separate video going into detail exactly what is Devil's Breath, what it can do, and where it originates from, which is on my page if you scroll a little bit down. However, there have been countless of stories, real life stories from women that have experienced or encountered this on public transport. So let me fill you in. There's another content creator called Ison Gillette. She was on the train with her little one, with her baby in the pram, and this creepy man gets on the train and he keeps looking at her, and I mean, she's a lovely lady, so she was just smiling at him back. Then all of a sudden he came up to her with this piece of paper and a stamp, and he was trying to convince her to lick this stamp for him to put it on the piece of paper. First of all, he had all his dirty, grubby fingers on this piece of paper that he was trying to get her to lick. So of course she didn't do it. But second of all, she had this feeling that she knew that this man was trying to drug her. That this paper, this piece of paper he was trying so hard to get her to lick was traced with devil's breath. She eventually got rid of him and was like, no, I'm not doing this. He went to go get off the train. And before he got off the train, he was saying to her baby in the pram, don't wake up, baby. Don't wake up, baby. Like a freaking weirdo. Keep in mind, her baby was wide awake.
Just need to bring awareness because it's scary. A few weeks ago, I saw a video about something called devil's breath.
So I actually saw this video a couple days ago. If you haven't seen it, please go back and rewatch it. I reposted it the day I saw it because I think it's so important. Devil's breath is essentially this drug in a perfume form that new robbers will lace a thin paper.
I just can't get over the fact that they are taking it, turning it into a perfume, putting it on paper, and waving it in people's face. They're taking it to a level that Colombians ain't even thought about, that people in Brazil haven't even thought about. A scopolamine perfume, cologne? That's crazy.
Wavy material with, and then they'll pick out someone, they'll single out someone. It's a whole operation. They'll single out someone, usually on public transport, and they will just go into their vicinity casually or subtly and just wave this thing around the victim. And what the drug does is it makes you lose your sense of awareness, makes you lose your sense of speech or your ability to speak clearly. It makes you lose your balance. So you lose all consciousness. And what she particularly explains is that they basically keep filling you with this drug, or keep, and causing you to inhale this drug until you become so out of it that you just essentially, they convince you. It's a whole operation. They get one person does the drugging, and then the other people will basically coerce you into giving them whatever they want, which is usually money. And what this lady is essentially explaining is that this happened to her. Everything, the whole operation, they tried it on her, but thankfully she's a believer, and I believe honestly that it's the power of prayer and calling out to God as soon as she noticed something was wrong that actually saved her in this circumstance, because she was so close to getting robbed basically. I'm a believer as well. For those of you who don't know, I believe in Jesus. I believe Jesus Christ is Lord. He's my God, my King. And so I really was encouraged by the fact that her first instinct was to pray. Because, yeah. So what really disturbed me when I first saw this video is, number one, it's just heartbreaking because London is such a beautiful place with so much promise, but this does happen a lot.
Whatever you do, do not get on the train anytime soon. Major warnings being issued after lots of reports of this happening on the tube. People in various places, but quite predominantly on the tube, have had weird substances blown in their face, and well, what happened next was far worse. There has been a lot of reports coming out of something called devil's breath. Devil's breath is essentially this compound, which, yeah, is very bad. I'm not going to speak about too much of it because it will get taken down. But there is lots of people getting jailed and lots of people having horrendous things happen to them because of this. Many people have reported being on the tube in a quiet area with not that many others around. Then someone coming up to them looking a bit suspicious and just standing around them. Sometimes noticing them blowing a white smoke almost from a newspaper or a folded piece of paper that's hidden into their face. Or sometimes it's so small that they won't even notice it, they'll just start to feel weird. Feeling drugged and almost out of control, someone else will then come in and lead you to a cash register and make you do things you didn't want to do, or just blind rob you right there. Also, there's this thing where they're taking postage stamps and being like, oh, can you help me, can you lick my envelope and put it on? And obviously that is not a postage stamp, but why would you do that for someone random anyway, so just don't. But this is genuinely happening and it is pretty scary. So let me know if you know any more on this, and as always, I will keep you updated.
There are, no one of you guys asked me, is it going on in Canada? I didn't want to hit all the countries in this particular video But we are going to be doing a part 2 to this one, showcasing other countries and other regions where scopolamine is growing rampantly. So Canada could be, if I find enough information, could be another country that's going to be in the next episode next week. But they're saying now they're going to start using scopolamine not to just rob you, but to get you to commit crimes. They're going to use scopolamine now, not just to cause you to empty out your crypto or empty out your apartment. They're saying that people are going to start using scopolamine now to get you to delete people, to rob people. You were involved in a robbery and you didn't even know that you was involved in a robbery. Once again, the reason why I'm doing this video is to let you guys who have been doing the right things so far, keep doing the right thing. Whatever you're doing in whatever country you're going to, and it's been working for you, don't change that. If you're the type of guy like me and Andre have been to all these countries, and we've probably been to a club twice. One in London, and I forgot what other, or in Cuba. Because it was a club, a museum that they turned into a nightclub. It was very famous in Cuba. But other than that, most of our travels, we do things during the day and we kind of like rest at night. Whatever your routine is, if it's protecting you as you're going through these countries, hats off to you, because you're doing something right. Don't change it. Don't change it for a beautiful woman in any situation. So that's why I did this video, to keep you guys encouraged who are doing it the right way when you travel to these countries. And there's a reason why you don't get drugged and other people do. Let's continue on. But even, when they're using the spray, now they got it in cologne form. Ooh, that's crazy.
Guys, please excuse the state that I'm in right now, but I had to make a video on this. So I actually got a message from this girl who said that about a year ago, the same thing happened to her. And I forgot to mention, he asked me to lick the stamp because he was fasting. I didn't think it was like a main thing to like mention. And this girl has texted me saying he asked me to lick the stamp because he was fasting. So he's done this to multiple people. I'm literally like in shock. I literally just burst out crying. Like, what was on that stamp that he wanted me to lick? Like, this is like out of the blue. You could think of so many things, but like HIV, like, is he just maliciously wanting people to lick it so they get it? Like, you do not know. But if anybody has any information on this, please come forward, because I actually can't just forget about it, especially with someone coming and saying it's happened to them. I literally feel sick. But you guys just don't know what's happening in this world right now. Like, this is mental. But yeah, so if you know any information of this guy in Birmingham, please, please, please come forward.
I think by the end of 2025, everybody on public transport will be wearing a face mask. And it's not because of a pandemic, and it's not because of COVID. It's actually something way close at home, and it's already happening in the streets right now. If you've not heard already, there's a thing going around called Devil's Breath. Basically, what Devil's Breath is, from what I've researched, it's this little white rock. Obviously, it's illegal. It's a little white rock, and people are putting it in little bottles of water, dissolving it and spraying it in people's faces and wafting the solution to people. I'm sure someone's seen that video going around of that lady who were on the Elizabeth line, which I get all the time, bear in mind. She was on the Lizzie line and she was in an empty carriage, and this woman came and sat next to her, which, like tube etiquette, sit somewhere else, not right next to me when there's a full array of seats. Anyways, this woman's now sat next to her, and she started like wafting her newspaper in this lady's face. And all of a sudden, this lady just felt overwhelmingly tired. She felt really nauseous. And what devil's breath is, it's like a truth solution. So you'll obviously take it in, feel all these feelings, and then you'll just feel obliged to hand over your phone, your money, your shopping bags, whatever. Like, I don't get how it works. Like, it just makes you very, like, willing and truthful.
Time and time again, we're reminded that this world is not safe for women. If you haven't heard about what's going on with the dragon's breath, across London, there's been incidences where males have blown dragon's breath into a woman's vicinity, and they report feeling dizzy and unable to control their bodies. Ladies and gentlemen, I just can't stress it enough. If you're in a public space, I know we love to put AirPods in, and I know we love to listen to music, but please put it on at a level that you can hear your surroundings. Be aware of your surroundings when you're in a public space, and also remember that just to be cautious. And there's been cases where this has happened to individuals and they've blanked out, and things have happened to them that are not safe. So if this is your first time hearing it, share with a friend. Please, like, just be cautious of your surroundings. I know sometimes you think, oh, I take this route all the time, it's fine, it's safe, but sometimes it's not. And sometimes there's cruel people out there that just get a rise out of hurting people. So if you're in London and you see something happening to someone of this similar sort, please, I just urge you to help them, because damn, these people, it's not safe. And it scares me every time. Even like thinking about bringing kids into this society, this stuff like this scares me. But yeah, this is my reminder to you to be cautious if you're in London.
The man who poisoned a dancer with a drug known as devil's breath and robbed him after entrapping him through a fake dating app profile has been handed a life sentence with a minimum term of 32 years. Joel Osei, who's 26 years old, killed a 43-year-old Irishman, Adrian Murphy, in the summer of 2019 with an overdose of scopolamine, but he was on a 1-year-long sabbatical when he died. Osei and his ex-girlfriend and co-defendant Dania Crestir, who's 19, targeted men on the dating app Grindr to rob them.
Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Sounds familiar. The dating app Grindr. Didn't we just look at that in Brazil? Didn't we just look at that in Colombia? The dating app Grindr, when that scientist in Colombia, they stole all his body parts, they chopped him up, put him in grocery bags, and had his body parts all over the country. Same dating app. Got the white dude killed by these two, and they got 33 years.
Off their valuables and drained their bank accounts. So after killing Mr. Murphy, the couple attempted to buy £62,000 worth of diamonds in New York. And Mr. Murphy's body was discovered by his best friend and his former partner. So his phone had been thrown down the toilet while a can of Coca-Cola was found to contain traces of scopolamine. Backpackers go to South America. Someone hands them a card, but it's soaked with a drug. This drug instantly gets absorbed in your skin.
So somebody handed him a card with the drugs, and it ended up in his skin.
And it makes you fall into a zombie-like state where you'll do anything for your attacker, from go to the cash point and empty out your bank account to pull the trigger on someone you don't even know. This drug is burundanga, or scopolamine, and it's derived from the nightshade plants, and it's used by criminals in Colombia and Ecuador. And it's believed that this drug is said to remove a person's free will.
What about Asia? So we've been to Africa, we've been to the United States, we've been to South America. What about Asia? Are they scoping people in Asia? And if not, why not? You're going to see.
Now, you also have one of the highest rates of capital punishment.
Yes, that's for drugs.
That's why you're not seeing that many cases in Asia. Drugs don't move around freely. I already knew, Theo. You're okay in Asia. You're okay in Asia. And the reason why? Capital punishment. Drugs don't move around as easily in Asia as they do in other countries. And so because of that, there aren't that many, if any, that I've heard of during my research in Asian countries.
Drugs. Yeah, because you think drugs deserve to be treated with the maximum punishment.
If we could kill them 100 times, we would.
Whoo! He said if we could kill them because bringing in drugs into Asian countries, he said we could kill them 100 times for bringing drugs in our countries. We would. We would.
Because you destroy whole families. It's terrifying to see. Because you're then drug dependent. You steal, you cheat, you rob your own parents. I mean, it's soul destroying. And they come in knowing that death, if they are found with this goods on them, but the rewards are so great. And they try very, very unusual people. Women from Africa, big mammies come to sell clothes. And in between the clothes are kilos of heroin.
And if you bring heroin into Singapore,
you hang.
You hang.
You hang.
Hang.
Anything beyond 10 grams, you hang. Below 10 grams, maybe
if you are convicted of bringing in more than 10 grams of heroin,
you hang.
You hang.
That's right.
After a jury trial.
Yes, of course. No jury trial. Judge. Yeah.
Judge listens to the evidence presented.
Yes, of course.
And if he says you're guilty, you hang.
You hang. And they still come.
He said, and they still come. In China, in many of the airports, they got signs out there telling you about the death penalty if you bring something illegal into the country. But people still try. People still try.
Unbelievable.
Well, do you believe capital punishment is a deterrent or not?
Without capital punishment, our transshipment rate as a drug center would quadruple or quintuple.
Because you're right on the passageway.
Yes, and our internal consumption would go up by a multiple of 10.
British grandmother, somebody grandmama, sentenced to death in Bali on drug charges to return to UK. In other words, because she, and I did my homework in regards to this, because she was older, they decided to do a prison exchange or prisoner exchange. So they exchanged this grandmother who was already sentenced to death for a Indonesian prisoner, any Indonesian prisoner or prisoners that were locked up for any reason in the UK. So they did a prisoner exchange. But grandma got her old tail out there bringing drugs to Bali. She's supposed to be in the UK making cookies and cakes. She in Bali flipping cakes. How you gonna be in Bali flipping cakes, grandma, when you supposed to be in the States, in UK making cakes?
A British backpacker may face the death penalty for selling drugs to tourists on a notorious island in Thailand. 36-year-old Andrew John Brett was allegedly selling ecstasy and LSD
in Thailand. So he just a backpacking dope fiend. Now he about to die in Thailand over some packs of dope. Oh, hey Ronnie, you caught that? The flipping the cakes. Grandma's supposed to be at home flipping cakes, making cakes, not flipping cakes. Taking drugs to paradise to makes no sense to me, especially if you're old. Tevin says this. Shout out to Tevin King with the $5 love. He said, Andre, please hit the rewind on the last clip of those that miss what the Asian man said. And for that, we're just joining. Okay, let's go back to that. We're going to go back to that part with the interview of the Minister of Defense or something in Asia to this gentleman. This is the gentleman that said, if we could kill y'all 100 times for bringing drugs in our country, we will kill you 100 times. he has no problem, just to let you guys know, or somebody that you might know, to let them know that Asia is not playing.
Now, you also have one of the highest rates of capital punishment.
Yes, that's for drugs.
That's for drugs.
Yeah, and we are
because you think drugs deserve to be treated with the maximum punishment.
If we could kill them 100 times, we would. Because you destroy whole families.
You know what? In all the years I've been hearing them talk about capital punishment in these countries, that was the first time I understood it. I kid you not. I understand why they do a corporal punishment in those countries now. Middle East, Asia. I get it now. Because he said, listen, y'all don't understand. Y'all think about that one person that's addicted to drugs. We think about that one person and how it tears up the whole family. You know a perfect example of that? We just watched the movie the other day. Shout out to Theo. We watched Jungle Fever. You got jungle fever. You got jungle fever. Remember, all it take was Samuel L. Jackson to be a dope fiend to tear that whole family apart. The father was stressed out. Wesley Snipes, his brothers, were stressed out. Holly Berry was his dope fiend girlfriend. He was beating up his mama and robbing his mama. Dad ended up putting them hot balls in him. All of this happened in this family and to these people because Samuel L. Jackson was a dope fiend. To whereas they're saying in Asian countries, it's not just about the dope fiend's life getting messed up. It's about all the people's lives that get messed up and all the neighborhoods and the communities that get messed up when you allow drugs to run freely in your country. I get it now. I didn't even think about it like that. I was just thinking from the dope fiend perspective, right? Or the drug dealer perspective, right? These people in these countries are not hanging you for bringing drugs. They're not deleting you for bringing drugs in their countries. They're deleting you because you have the potential to destroy whole neighborhoods. Think about it, guys. Remember what the crack did, how fast crack destroyed our neighborhood? Dude, remember how fast crack destroyed our neighborhood like in a couple of months? It was like crack hit your neighborhood Monday. Dude, by next Monday, all your school teachers was, come on, all you Detroiters, all you dudes from Chicago, all you New York dudes, all you LA dudes, man, did it not take like a week for all your school teachers to be dope fiends? Your co-workers were dope fiends. The females that you was in remember all the hot chicks, the cheerleader chicks that became dope fiends. Remember you like your 10th, 11th, 12th grade, you had a crush on this chick? And not even like a couple months later, she was just a weed smoker. Then she started putting it lacing, and then all of a sudden she started basing, and now she's selling her body, and you like, we still in high school. She a dope fiend? That's how fast crack ran through the communities. So these Asian countries are trying to say, bruh, we ain't going through what we see y'all go through. Every time we see a video, think about it. Every time you see a video about Philadelphia or parts of LA, ain't nothing, people just laid out, bent over, fentanyl, got them messed up, dope fiending. Do you think other countries now don't watch our news and don't see our dope fiends? So these people are like, listen, we'll cut it. We'll cut the dragon's head off. In other words, we will delete the drug dealer and we will delete the dope fiend before we let a dope fiend and a drug dealer run through Asia, destroying communities. I get it, because I saw what dope did to our community. I can't deny what this man is saying. Now I get it. Now I understand why they're so harsh on it. For years, I was like, man, just for some drugs? Y'all tripping. But now I get it. Now I get it. Now he's got me flashbacking back to Detroit, when Detroit was like the big three, Chrysler, Ford, GM. Everybody was making money. Detroit was cool. We had Mayor Coleman Young. Boy, that crack came to Detroit, and I'm telling you, Detroit ain't been the same since. Everybody owned a house. Come on, Jeffrey. Grandmama owned a house. We owned a house. Maggie owned a house. Lula and them owned. We're talking about all our family members owned a house. Everybody in Detroit owned a man. Shoot, that crack came to Detroit, bruh. And I'm talking about it. All it took was one summer. One summer. Detroit ain't never been the same again. Chicago, Philadelphia, Baltimore, parts of LA, parts of Texas have never been the same again. So I get it when these governments say we gotta cut it off at the head. In other words, whoever bringing it in or whoever the dope fiend is, we will hang a dope fiend, we will hang a dope dealer before we let a whole community be destroyed for 30, 40 years, like Detroit, like Chicago, like Philadelphia, like Memphis. I get it now. I get it. I'm gonna tell you something for real. Y'all want the truth? If it took the deletion of the dudes that start bringing drugs into Detroit for us to have the Detroit that I grew up with, I'd have let them brothers hang. I ain't gonna even lie. I'd have let them Chamber brothers hang. Best Friends would have hung. White Boy Rick would have hung. Fats would have hung. All them dudes that was bringing dope in. The movie New Jack City was about, I know you guys think it's about New York, but it was actually about the Chamber brothers in Detroit. That whole movie was about Detroit. Wesley Snipes Park, Alan Payne, the book that he wrote, the guy that wrote the book, came to Detroit and wrote about Detroit drug dealers. And so they made the movie seem like it was about from New York, but it wasn't. It was actually Detroit. Man, if we had a choice to keep Detroit and let it grow and prosper and be wonderful for me and you guys kids and our future and be the Detroit that I grew up and loved, or let some dope fiend dudes or some drug dealers come in and destroy Detroit to where it's the way it is for 40 years, man, I'd have let them dudes firing squad. Yep. I understand. I get it. I ought to let them dudes get lit up. Every dope dealer that was in Detroit, I'd have let them get lit up. I'd have let the Chop House, like you guys saw in the movie, New Jack City, when they had the apartments and they was chopping up that's real. That was real. See, what they don't tell you, come on, Detroiters, what they don't tell you in the movie, it was all girls called cut up girls. They would cut up the dope. These was girls that was like 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old girls. When they got out of school, once they get out of school, they would go to the cut-up houses or to the cut-up apartments, and all they did, their job was to cut. Hey, Jeff, remember all them girls, when we were all kids, all the girls had scooters? Them girls ain't had no money for those scooters. She 14 years old. She got the Helix. Remember the big Helix scooter? You had girls that were 16, 17 years old buying their mama a car. In the movie, when y'all saw them, they were naked. All that was true. The cut-up girls. They had apartment, and them dudes had money and apartment buildings all around Detroit. So what y'all saw that movie with when they was in there cutting up that, yeah, but it was girls after school. Like we'd be in high school, and then the girl be like, Mom, I got a job. Mama don't know her job is cutting up dope down the street. And that's all they did. Them dudes are bringing in so much dope, they hired girls to be in buildings to just cut up dope all day long. That's how crazy it was. Yeah, the Carter. Yup, let them dudes be deleted too, for real. Seriously, man. I understand now. I understand. I get it. I get it. I get it. Because I swear, I miss my Detroit. That I can say. That I can say. He said, I know, he said, I know we speak about feminism a lot. He said, but I always said drugs destroy the community. Yep. Drugs moved heavy and fast. Literal destruction overnight. Overnight, bruh. Little dude. I mean, people that you would have never thought would have been dope fiends. People that you looked up to. People that volunteered at your Boys and Girls Club when you was a kid. Now they a dope fiend. People that was your football coach when you were a kid. Now you're a football coach, a dope fiend. School teachers and college professors was dope fiends. I mean, everybody was basing. And in Detroit, hey, remember this? I don't know if they did it in other cities. Remember in the D. Jeffrey? Females would try to justify, I'm not a dope fiend. I only lace. Meaning that they lace their weed with crack. They used to lace it with cocaine, but when crack came out, they just put the crack, break the crack down and put the crack inside of the weed, lacing it. But what do we used to say, Jeff? Hey, if you lace, you base. If you base, you lace. Meaning you might be able to smoke it through some weed, but if you do this, you will do this. If you lace, you base. If you base, you lace. Ain't no different. You remember dudes used to say that? Oh man, I'll just lace a little weed. Or remember dudes used to lace females' weed and the females didn't know it was laced. So you got a female that's been smoking weed her whole life in junior high school through high school, and then some dude on the football team put some crack off in there and she don't even know it. And now she's smoking, strung out. Now I've seen so many strung out cheerleaders, them chicks I had crushes on, dope fiends. Dope fiends. Everybody in the neighborhood. Come on now. All you guys remember how you could run a train on a chick? You and your boys could put $5 together. How much you got, dog? I got $2. Y'all 16 years old. Let's be real with it. Y'all 16 years old. How much you got? I got $5. How much you got, man? I got $3. Man, how much you got? Man, I got $7, man. She said we need $20. You go borrow a couple more dollars, and then all of a sudden it be 6 of you dudes taking turns running trains on the cheerleader that was hot in school. Now she wasn't strung out yet, but she was strung out enough to where she was still sexy. Come on now. Am I being honest? She was still sexy that everybody wanted her, but she was strung out enough to where everybody in the neighborhood knew that she was lacing. So everybody like, dang, Tasha fine, dog. Man, Tasha let you run a train on her. Come on now. Come on, let's be real. Tasha let you run a train on her. What? Man, Tasha say for $20, all 6 of us can run a train on her. Man, I got sloppy seconds. I got filthy fifths. Man, I got first, dog. Let me get them sloppy seconds then. Let me get them filthy fifths. It was like every Sunday, different chicks you could run a train on. I get it now. I'm having so many flashbacks of the destruction of my neighborhood because somebody brought dope in our neighborhood. And he's right. If I had a choice between that person either had gone to jail immediately or that person being executed to save my neighborhood, that dope dealer got to go. Them dope fiends got to go. I ain't mad at these Asian countries. I kid you not. I'm not mad at them at all. I understand now. I'm having a lot of flashbacks. He said, Joe said this. He said, you could tell when someone laced your ish. Yep. That's why I ain't never smoked before. If y'all ever wonder why I never smoked weed before, because I was growing up during that time period when lacing had started. And I was like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell. I ain't smoking no weed. Hey, Dre, you want some? No, bro, I'm good. You sure? Or female be offering me, I look good. I'm so sexy. You want some of my weed? Nah, baby girl, open them legs. But other than that, I got my drink, baby. I got a beer. I'm good. I'm good, little mama. And that's why I ain't never smoked no weed. Never. Why? Because I came up like right when they was basing, man. And I was thinking like, man, if you lace, you base. If you base, you lace. I was like, man, ain't nobody gonna lace me. They ain't gonna get me. Or getting wet. Yep. They will stick it in that sherm. Take the weed, roll it up, and stick it in that liquid LSD, stick it in that sherm, and now the girl strung out, let it dry out. Now the girl thinking that she just smoking some regular weed, and now she got that sherm. Now she really strung out on that liquid LSD. Oh man, dude. I understand what this prime minister is saying now. He like, man, y'all ain't gonna bring all that to my country. Not to my country. Yeah, them primos, yep, getting motivated. Man, she out there getting motivated, man. She smoking them primos. She smoking them mo's. She out there getting motivated. Man, you heard about so-and-so? Man, his teacher getting motivated, dog. Man, you know he out there getting motivated. Man, be running them trains on them girls, man. Yeah, he said, please put this one on the Patreon. Yeah, this one definitely going on the Patreon. I'll keep this one up, but it's definitely going to the Patreon for archives. Seriously, let's go back to the hearing what the brother had to say. Theo said in Japan, he said you will wish for death if you bring in drugs. Don't even take it either. He said don't even take it either. Yep, don't even take drugs. Shout out to my brother being in the building. He said that's why we brought our weed from the treads at the soccer field, on the soccer field. For real. I can understand that for real. Yeah, he said I was born in the late 80s. So I missed the majority of the early 90s. He said the Bronx, I faintly remember finding bags of powder in the trash. He said it seems to be all over the place. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Shout out to you, DJ, for that one. And my man John Evans says this one. Oh, he's talking to DJ. Yeah, man. Shout out to John being here. Let's go back to the video. Let me shut my mouth.
It's terrifying to see, because you're then drug dependent. You steal, you cheat, you rob your own parents. I mean, it's soul destroying, and they come in knowing that death, if they are found with this goods on them, but the rewards are so great. And they try very, very unusual people. Women from Africa, big mammies, come to sell clothes, and in between the clothes are kilos of heroin.
And if you bring heroin into Singapore,
you hang.
You hang.
You hang. Anything beyond 10 grams, you hang. Below 10 grams, maybe you can say.
If you are convicted of bringing in more than 10 grams of heroin,
you hang.
You hang.
That's right.
After a jury trial.
Yes, of course. No jury trial. Judge.
Judge.
Yeah.
Judge listens to the evidence presented.
Yes, of course.
And if he says you're guilty, you hang.
You hang. And they still come. Unbelievable.
Well, do you believe capital punishment is a deterrent or not?
Without capital punishment, our transshipment rate as a drug center would quadruple or quintuple.
Because you're right on the passageway.
Yes, and our internal consumption would go up by a multiple of 10.
A British backpacker may face the death penalty for selling drugs to tourists on a notorious island in Thailand. 36-year-old Andrew John Brett was allegedly selling ecstasy and LSD. Thai police have said that Brett has admitted that all the narcotics found belonged to him. He now faces a punishment of up to life imprisonment or the death penalty, depending on how severe the judge deems the case. In Thailand. 36-year-old Andrew John Brett was allegedly selling ecstasy and LSD. Thai police have said that Brett has admitted that all the narcotics found belonged to him. He now faces a punishment of up to life imprisonment or the death penalty, depending on how severe the judge deems the case.
International uproar as China executes they did execute 4 Canadians for drug crime and inhumane killing. They did delete them boys. They deleted 4 Canadians. Yep, I remember this. And everybody was crying about it. Yep, Chalupe, seriously.
Kantongnya. Okay, I check your body, okay? Hands up. Videoin. Hands up your. No. Oh, kan, jalan. No. Go funny right now. This, okay? Try it. It's hand down. Hand it down. Okay? Hand it down. No, I'm not dead. Go, test it. It's hand it down. Huh? Test it. It's hand it down. Are you getting? Bro, I call Candy right now. Don't talk too much. Please. What is?
British drug smugglers facing death penalty in Bali paraded in orange jumpsuit after trying to traffic 1.3 kilos. I don't think that's kilograms of coke. Just 1.3 kilograms. Now this is when they were facing the death penalty. With this part right here.
Three men, including 2 Taiwanese nationals, were sentenced to death by the KL High Court.
Y'all see that? They are not playing. They don't care who it is.
Today, after they were found guilty of trafficking in 8 kilograms of drugs into the country.
8 kilos? Death sentence.
Judge Dato Azman Abdullah handed down the sentence on salesman Wang Futai, carpenter Chen Chi Wen, both Taiwanese, and a Malaysian, Chia Chi Seng, after finding that the defense had failed to raise a reasonable doubt against the prosecution's case. They were charged under Section 39B1A of the Dangerous Drugs Act, which provides the death sentence upon conviction.
Singapore executed Masood Rahimi Mehza, a 35-year-old Singaporean Iranian, for drug trafficking, marking the 4th execution in under a month. Convicted in 2013 for trafficking 31.14 grams of heroin, Masood's appeals and clemency petitions were rejected and a last-minute appeal was dismissed. Iran's foreign minister appealed for clemency on humanitarian grounds, but Singapore upheld its strict drug laws, which mandate the death penalty for trafficking over 15 grams of heroin.
Mandates.
Officials assert the policy deters serious crime, though the UN and rights groups dispute its effectiveness. Now, Singapore has executed 9 people this year, 8 for drug-related crimes, drawing continued international criticism of its capital punishment stance.
Queensland man who was allegedly busted trying to...
Yeah, I find myself going through that as well, T-Mac, because you know I take high blood pressure pills, right? High blood pressure medication. And so there are times when I sit back and I'm like, okay, can I bring this in this country? Because I don't want no issues.
smuggle 1.8 kilograms of cocaine into Bali could now face the death penalty. Cairns local Lamar Aaron Arche was arrested last Thursday in North Kuta after victims caught 206 packages of cocaine disguised as chocolates. The 43-year-old is alleged to be a part of an international drug ring. Bali's strict drug laws dictate that smuggling even 5 grams is punishable by life in prison or death.
An American basketball player possibly faces the death penalty or a lengthy prison sentence after being arrested in Indonesia on drug charges. 35-year-old Jared Shaw used to play in the Indonesian Basketball League for the Tangerhawks. That was until May, when reports say he received a package in the mail from Thailand containing 132 cannabis gummies. Cannabis is decriminalized in Thailand, but not in Indonesia, where some offenders have been sentenced to death by firing squad. In a recent interview with The Guardian, Shaw said he used the cannabis to treat his Crohn's disease, for which there is no cure. He added that he made a, quote, stupid mistake, and being held in detention for the past 5 months has caused him to go to a dark place mentally. After the arrest, Shaw's contract was terminated by the Tangerhawks, which said in a statement he violated the league's strict no drug use policy in his contract. The team also found him guilty of violating professional ethics and discipline standards. The case is eerily similar to that of Brittany Griner, the American basketball player sentenced to prison in Russia after she was found with vape cartridges in her luggage at an airport. She was returned to the U.S. in a prisoner swap after 10 months in detention. A friend has set up a GoFundMe page to help Shaw get legal representation.
A man was executed over 1 kilogram of narcotics he never...
Over 1 kilo. He said that he never touched.
touched. The execution of Tangku Raju Sapaya went ahead despite condemnation from activists in Singapore, the UN, and international human rights groups. Sapaya was sentenced to death in 2018 for abetting an attempt to traffic 1 kilogram of narcotic plants. The 46-year-old was hanged despite a public campaign by local activists and his family to halt the execution. He was convicted after the court ruled he was the owner of the phone used to coordinate the delivery of the product, which...
Okay, so he owned the phone. So they figure, hey, if you own the phone, if that same phone was the phone that was used to set up the situation, the drug transaction, you ain't got to have the drugs. You could just be the coordinator of the drugs. You gonna get hung.
Activists note he did not even touch. Last year, the city-state executed 11 men for narcotic offences.
Remember earlier the British? Remember those British people that they said, hey, could be facing the death penalty? Well, guess what? The British drug dealer has been sentenced to death by firing squad for being caught with over a kilo. Remember, if we go back, it was 1.8 kilo. I think it was 1.3 kilograms. Remember, they were standing there. All three of them were standing there. Hey, they could face the death penalty. Now they've been sentenced. Now they've been sentenced to death by fire. Dude, do you do a blindfold like in a movie with a cigarette? All this for some dope. Yeah, that was really dumb. I would have left her right there. I'd have left her right where she was in Russia. There is no way in the world I'm gonna exchange some basketball player that knew that she shouldn't have brought that stuff into the country. That knew she shouldn't have brought that stuff into the country for a person or a person that I know that's a known Russian terrorist. Boy, America, I love my country. And think about it. You just waiting around to die. You just wait around for them to put a bullet in your head. He said that they do, that they make a movie about him. That dude is the biggest arm dealer in the wow. That's crazy. Oh, that's the dude that they made the movie Lord of War type of thing with Nicolas Cage. Wow.
Yes, it is the death penalty, and they're not coming for the users of the drugs. They're coming for the drug dealers. So if you deal drugs in China or have a certain amount of drugs, you're going to get the death penalty. No questions asked. Straight to jail, straight to death. Boom, boom, boom. Welcome to China.
For cannabis, over 500 grams, it's still the death penalty. So do you think that this law should apply to tourists as well?
Oh yeah. If you go to someone's country, you make sure you know the law over there, not to bring in any illegal things. If it applies to tourists, it's in a way protecting the interests of our own people as a Singaporean. But at the same time, it's also a little bit unfair as some of the foreigners may not be fully aware that it's very illegal here.
I know that there's a saying about, okay, if you're in Rome, do as Romans do. But I truly believe that when it comes to the death penalty, it's something to not take lightly. A death penalty is taking away someone's life entirely. And I think something such as possessing cannabis, it feels very extreme to kill someone based upon just that factor. Perhaps they need it for medical uses or something like that. Singapore truly is a very unique country despite all the government regulations and how strict it may be. Just do your best to not break the rules if that's possible. And I think if you do that, you'll have a very great time in Singapore.
All right, that's the end of the video series. So we got a chance to check out a bunch of different countries, man, and see what's going on with scopolamine in other countries, as well as in Colombia. So you guys make sure you watch out. Like I said, next week we're going to do a part 2 to this, showcasing other countries. But as we see in Asian countries, they don't play that. And we're going to go next week, we're going to look at Middle Eastern countries and see how they handle individuals bringing drugs into their countries in the Middle East, and why or why not people aren't being scoped in Dubai or scoped in Qatar or Jordan. We're going to see why it's not happening in the Middle East. But at the end of the day, like I said, I wanted to present this video to you gentlemen who have been doing it the right way. Now, in any way, in any case, the way that they're doing it now, it can happen to any of us. But it's good to know that a lot of us are mitigating the opportunity for these people to come at us. We're not putting ourselves in situations with women or putting ourselves in situations to where we're alone on a subway train at night. So 9 times out of 10, these problematic situations won't happen to us. And so all you guys that want to share this video or share clips from this video, you know we're not funny style. So if you guys want to just take clips from the video and say, hey, I want to use this clip on my channel and things like that, use it, brothers. Use it. You know, we ain't funny style like that. We ain't one of those channels that's like, I'll sue you if you use my clip. We ain't like that. T-Mac says this. He said, it was funny watching old dudes trying to pay for play in I caught that in Singapore while we were at the hotel outside the bar. Oh, I thought you were talking about the other one. My bad. I was thinking about the one in Medellin, in the club outside the bar. He said, you would see an old European guy and a Singaporean girl trying to negotiate. Is it legal there? I don't know. I don't know. Singapore really is nice. Very clean. Very clean. See, for those of us that don't go around acting a fool, we're good. We could go to these countries and enjoy ourselves. But for those that are looking for stupid stuff to do, some countries you could do something stupid and the repercussions isn't that bad. Other countries you could do something stupid and you can end up in front of a firing squad. You can end up in front of a firing squad. So, yeah, crazy. Crazy. But let me let you guys enjoy the rest of your night. As you guys can tell, daylight savings time is kicked in. So now we're on the same time as the Eastern Hemisphere in the United States. So a lot of times you guys will see me start the live streams at 7 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock because we're on the same time. Hope you guys have a great day. Once again, shout out to Class 7, Class 6.5, and Class 6 with Theo Wolf's classes. Professor Theo, the University of Wolf. Shout out to him and his team. Glad you guys, we appreciate you guys. You guys John and Jules and all you other guys that are helping us out with getting our certifications as well. We appreciate you guys being there for us. We appreciate all of our group leads from Quiet Storm all the way to other group leaders. We appreciate all that you guys are doing for us so we can get to the level where you guys are when it comes to cloud engineering. Thank you very much for all that you guys do. Once again, happy belated Veterans Day. And you guys have a great evening. Let me get some outro videos for us. You know how we do on this channel. Gotta have the outro videos. Let's get started. Let you guys leave in a great mood. Let's go here.
Perfect.
dejes solo, mi amor, no me dejes solo, mi amor.